And good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope that you guys are doing okay. I hope that you guys are doing okay, y'all. It is pouring down, raining so hard. Okay, it is raining so hard. How is everybody doing? I'm gonna give everyone the opportunity to start coming into the room. As you guys come into the room, make sure y'all hit the like button. As you come into the room, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I love the way that the subscriptions have been going up. I appreciate that so much. All the people that are choosing to tune in and subscribe to the channel, that means a lot to me. Okay, make sure you guys do me a favor and share the video. Share the videos on your social media pages so that more people can see the video. Okay, share the video and like the video, because liking the video helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like the video and share the video. Okay. Okay, like the video and share the video. 901 JV said, I thought gangsters move in silence too. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that tonight. Let me see. Let me salute everybody that's in the chat. Tyranny, new to you, Joy Loves God, JP3, Oceanfront Records, Diane Wright, Ramona Rice, Memphis Finest, 901. 901, are you a police officer? Because y'all know I love the police officers. Okay. Because you know they call the Memphis police officers the Memphis Finest. Memphis Finest. You know, that's what they call. That's what I was wondering. Okay. KL Field, Ramona, Little Miss Muffin, Big OG, ATL, that dude 73. Did I say Ramona, Little Miss Muffin? I am She Johnson, Yvette Myers, Mike Ricks, G Money, Edith. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, Miss Sherry. G Money. I don't know if I said G Money. Make sure you guys hit the like button as y'all come into the room. Okay. I didn't have the opportunity. Hey, Duke Man. I didn't have the opportunity to really do a video today, right? So what I wanted to do was to get on here and what I wanted to do was get on here and do a live. I could have dropped a video and I was like, it'd be better if I just get on and do a live. And then it started storming, but of course it has started to calm down a little bit. So I'm going to give everybody else the opportunity to start getting the notifications and stuff as they come into the room. And of course, you guys know the title is, I thought gangsters moved in silence. Of course, I thought gangsters moved in silence. Yeah, I thought gangsters moved in silence. And I want to talk about J.PRINCE again. And I also want to talk about CMG, right? I want to talk about them because I thought about like shortly after Young Dolph was assassinated. Of course, we all know that Young Dolph was assassinated back in November of 2021. He met a untimely demise, unfortunately, and he was assassinated. And of course, we've heard people, because I even have some people to like jump in my chat sometimes, and you know, they try to express their disdain. Even I can't understand how, you know, people can still have disdain for a young man that has lost his life, right? And you know, when those people have disdain for him, I don't know how anybody can say that somebody deserved to lose their life just because, you know, maybe they said some words that they didn't want them to say. It all, you know, kind of boils down to jealousy, right? We know that jealousy is as deadly as the grave. When people can't control their jealousy, it leads them into burning houses, okay? Because they think they're hurting the person that they're jealous of, but they ultimately end up messing themselves up. And this is exactly what has happened in the Young Dolph's case, right? And so after Young Dolph was assassinated, we saw, you know, a lot of these young men were in their late teens, early 20s, very immature, jumping on social media, kind of bragging about what they did and things of nature, bragging about Young Dolph, his bragging about, I guess, knowing about what had happened to him. And the sad thing about it was, we saw dudes that should have really been mentoring, trying to mentor these young men. We saw, had the opportunity to see that they basically gassed them up, right? They was basically gassing up these young men. That's how they basically get them to do their hits, call them my hitter. You know, that's what they do. So, like shortly after that, we saw the video, the assuming video that Blac Youngsta did, basically with the Thornton tombstone. Some people might argue, well, that video, was already right, long lived out. That video was already made. I'd heard that, but we don't know if that video was already made or not. We just know that it was tacky on so many levels for them to make that video, right? We just know that it was tacky on so many levels for that video to be made, right? And so, no, ma'am, I'm not law enforcement. It's not even close. Okay. I was just asking because they call Memphis PD Memphis finest. Okay. That's what they call them. So I wasn't sure. That's the reason why I asked you that. But anyways, we saw them jumping on social media and kind of putting some stuff in the atmosphere. Even Straight Drop himself, he jumped on social media and put some stuff into the atmosphere, called himself the Walk Down Gang. We saw that, and we learned that he was kind of getting, on out of Memphis as he was doing that, right? He was supposed to be the Walk Me Down gang, but they said that the day that he did that, they immediately got him out of Memphis, right? So I'm told that according to one of my subscribers, I'll say that rest in peace, Young Dolph. He used to be in here all the time. They got him out of town immediately, and he was not hanging around Memphis when they did that to right after he did that to Young Dolph. But we saw Yo Gotti, who is frolicking all around social media with Angela now, trying to act like he is this debonair man, guy. And hey, as I always say, we wouldn't have. I was looking at a post Mia J posted today, and she was talking about she's been healed and she refused to be jealous or something to that caliber or whatever. She got that jealousy and stuff out of her heart, as it relates to Valentine's Day. And God is starting to heal her because she's left with Dolph's children, and but she's looking at that. She and Dolph had a love story, right? And now Yo Gotti is frolicking all around the world with Angela as if they have a love story, right? While Young Dolph is no longer with us. But we even heard Yo Gotti jumping on. I know I saw it for a fact. One while he was jumping on his social medias because they had gotten so jealous of Key Glock at one point that it was ridiculous, right? Jumping all on his social medias and things of that nature, talking about we the last one standing, right? When this situation was going on, because I think they wanted for Young Dolph's artist Pre to know that they had something to do with this. Now that's just in my opinion. Yo Gotti, it was Jesus that brought us this far. And so, right, it was Jesus that brought us this far. You're right. I agree. Right. And so, they was jumping all on social media, just kind of telling on themselves. And I know, people they're always wanting to talk about somebody somebody ratting on me, somebody this and that. But they basically told on themselves. They led the police right in the direction, right? They led the police right in the very direction, okay, of them, okay? They led the police in their direction because they wanted for, I believe they wanted for anybody that was affiliated with Young Dolph to know, okay, that they had actually assassinated young Dolph, right? Okay, and so we had Blac Youngsta going on tour, or he was in Dallas. Okay, he feel comfortable in Dallas. Okay, he was in Dallas. Okay, and that's where he performed that diss song at. Right, that's where he performed that diss song at, because he felt comfortable enough to perform it in Dallas. I don't think he's ever performed it anywhere else, because when they went down there to Alabama and tried to perform a diss song, they regulated on their asses, right? So that is what happened. And I'm trying to read you all's comments as I talk. Okay. Yes, y'all, please get the likes up. If you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button. Okay, it helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, they charged J.PRINCE's daughter. She out on $250,000 bond, so it didn't happen 5 years ago. Wow, ain't that something? Wow. Okay, and so they were the ones that jumped on social media. You know what's so weird, is how I see them, and I'm still on CMG. Gangsters may move in silence, but black men blab like little girls. Okay, a lot of them do. And so so a lot of the reasons, you guys, that the authorities was able to, yeah, it helps when you have witnesses that are willing to cooperate. But a lot of these little dudes jumped on social media themselves. They called themselves gangsters, and they started trying to threaten people. How many know that it's a federal crime to jump on a internet and threaten somebody? Okay, you threaten somebody. Okay. And why you think he felt so comfortable in Dallas? I feel like he felt so comfortable in Dallas, because that's his area. That's he has a really big fan base down there in Dallas. That's why I think he felt so comfortable in Dallas, right? And he did. He jumped up there and he dissed Dolph. That's what he did. He jumped up there and dissed him. And we saw, because I was looking at that video, when he started lighting that cigarette, we knew he was getting ready to do it. Right? We knew he was getting ready to do it. The thing about it is, I think Blac Youngsta came to Memphis maybe like a year ago, and he probably has been in Memphis since then. Okay, and they did a video up there around the area that he lived in, but I'm told that he had so many dudes around him with all kinds of machine guns and things of that nature. Hell, I mean, I don't know how that video could have been any enjoyment in that. People will sit up and say that we can go to this area, we can go here, we can go there, but they don't show necessarily. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have security. I guess anybody should, but they don't necessarily show all of the security and stuff that they have around them, because they are actually on the video. They don't be wanting folks to see their security. Okay, so when people say, well, somebody is just walking around, you have to understand, as I always say, when young Dolph, you wouldn't know unless you lived in the Memphis area. Okay, when young Dolph was assassinated, there was a lot of what's the word that I'm looking for? There was a lot of people hurt. And so there was a lot going on shortly after that happened. Thank you for becoming a new member, Leo Thompson. I appreciate that so much. Okay. I appreciate all of my members and subscribers. Okay. And it was like a World War III situation. And I think that is extremely unfortunate, right? But you hear a lot of these people say that they move in silence, but not only were they the ones to tell on themselves, they actually, whatever a witness said, they could have referenced social media on the, I'm talking about the authorities could reference social media, okay, could reference social media and see what they were saying. Okay? And see who they were saying. Right? We're just talking about different people. LDN. Okay? And so, we had a lot of people who claimed that they were gangsters, that but they weren't moving in silence like they weren't. But what they do is they wanted to, and this is what I believe, they wanted to get out there, okay? And they wanted to I guess they wanted the token of having killed young Dolph, but they wanted the little dudes that they sent out to do it to carry everything on their back. I keep saying that for a reason, because that's what they did. They wanted them to carry everything on their backs and tell them, okay, y'all be quiet. Okay, don't say nothing no more. They wanted them to put that fear. They wanted them to put fear into the atmosphere, and they wanted them to taunt young Dolph's family and friends, okay, by letting them or insinuating that they had did this. But then when it comes time, when you downtown, when you done got arrested, that's when you're supposed to move in silence. Don't implicate me, this, and that. I think it's a shame, right? I think it's a shame. I always, talk about the Young Dolph's case because I see firsthand how many lives have been ruined, okay, starting with Young Dolph. They ruined Young Dolph's life, and they thought, and I keep saying that they was going to be able to laugh, get their asses on social media, laugh and taunt everybody, and then get their vloggers, okay, that they hire to cyberly assault people. And they still doing it, right? And if they have not directly hired a vlogger, their vlogger works with somebody, right, that they have hired, because that's how they do it, right? So anybody that is telling the truth, you go and try and destroy their credibility. I've been given the game of what goes on and who's involved and stuff like this, right? Okay. But that's what they do. But it's not going to stop the truth from coming forth, because one thing for certain and two things for sure, them folks already know what has happened, right? They already know what has happened. And they was a big help in them knowing what had happened. They were so happy to take that young man out, okay? They were so happy to take him out that they wanted the whole world to know. And then they wanted to be able to incite fear. And so what they did was they put a lot of false hope, okay? And these little dudes, they gave them an illusion of power, as far as fear. We got the public, wrapped around our fingers. There's a lot of fear and things of that nature. They put the same kind of false ass hope in these vloggers that they hire. Okay. Leo Thompson says, I'm back. Hey, Miss T and everyone. Hey, Leo. Boss Lady says, in case you're having difficulties becoming a member, use a computer. Right. If you're having difficulties becoming a member, make sure, okay, you use a computer. Greyface says, remember the other 3 attempts led to only one conviction. They thought they would be able to mask up, kill him in his own hood, and point the finger at his closet associates. That plan didn't work. Absolutely. That's exactly what they thought. But everything has kind of blown up in their face. And like I said, one of the reasons that them folks got over 200,000 pages, it's got more to do with the quote unquote supposed to be gangsters really telling on themselves. When people get desperate, they get messy. That's why a lot of times you have to be quiet and let them you let them keep going. And that's kind of what the feds do. You be quiet, and once they, let them do their thing. One thing for sure, they start to get desperate the more that they say, and that's when they slip up. That's what you have to let people do. You have to let them slip on up so you can go ahead and put them in a chokehold, right? And that is what has happened. They helped to contribute to those 200,000 pages, right? They did. Shout out to South Memphis. Hey, Miss Kimberly. Okay. And that leads me to J.PRINCE. Now, J.PRINCE, and we'll be talking about both of them. We'll be talking about both situations. And like I said, people wanted to say that Yo Gotti didn't say anything. Yo Gotti pretty much threw a lot of subliminals in the atmosphere. Nobody is crazy. It's just that he's got that attorney working with him 24/7. Art Horn is not a dumb attorney. He's told him to shut up. Don't post no subliminals. But, I think, when they see Key Glock doing extremely well now, and this is just my opinion, whenever they start seeing Key Glock doing well, they can't help it. It's just that jealousy because, Key Glock was Young Dolph's protege. Okay. So he's going to always do things, right, to be a reminder. Like all of his artists are supposed to have some kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Characteristics of what he taught them, right? And so we know that Key Glock is out front, although all of them are very talented. Snoop and Wu are talented. Okay. I love to hear Paper Route Wu. Okay, Snoop is extremely talented. Got his own sound. Who else? Big Moochie, great. You got Big Unk. You got a Kenny Money. A lot of them, like they are extremely talented. They all have their very own sound. Dolph was very. He knew what he was doing when it came to that. None of his artists sound alike. They all have their very own style, right? But we know that Key Glock actually did the most work with Dolph. I forgot about Jay Fizzle. Jay Fizzle is his cousin. He kind of favor him some. That's a reminder of Young Dolph, right? But Key Glock is the one that's out there blazing independently, right? And so they were so jealous, even of Key Glock. I think they wanted to go at him so bad because see, when people are jealous of you, the first thing they try to do is come for your credibility, right? But Key Glock kept it classy. He kept doing his thing because the way you kill a devil is with success. He kept going, okay? He just kept going and he's still blazing, right? He's still blazing. And so when Key Glock, finally started coming out, okay, when getting back into his music and things of that nature, we saw a lot of Young Dolph, right? And so what I started seeing was a lot of people saying that Key Glock was trying to act like Young Dolph. Well, I would be offended. I would personally, I'm talking about me. I would be offended if I saw Key Glock, who was Young Dolph's, and Young Dolph was, who was Young Dolph's protege, if I'm saying that right. Okay. I would be offended if I saw Key Glock trying to act like anybody else other than Young Dolph, right? Because he set up under Young Dolph and got all those jewels. He's actually supposed to exude a lot of those characteristics, right? That's what makes me proud of him because I can see that he's carrying that very well, right? He's exuding what his boss taught him, and that's excellence, right? Okay. That's excellence. So when you see some of his videos and that reminds you of Dolph, I don't have a jealous spirit either. I don't have no jealous spirit. Okay. So when I see that, I go, damn, that boy, he just reminds me of Dolph. Okay. He's got a lot, even though he's got his own styles, he still he's carrying that legacy on. Okay. And I love that. And we're supposed to see some of that in all of Young Dolph's artists. Jay Fizzle, all of them, right? Because they set up under Dolph. That's what happens when you are prepping and training people up under you. That's where it's supposed to be. Okay? So when Key Glock started getting out there and especially in the beginning, he started cranking up. Y'all know he went on that Yellow Tape tour. They was talking all about, that boy was getting death threats like left and right. And they were so jealous until they found out how to, whoever these people were, they found out how the feds on top of their damn heads. Y'all know I love the feds. I love them. Shout out to the feds, the FBI, because y'all know I love them. right? Okay. And so until they found out the feds, okay, was all on top of their heads, they thought that they was going to be able to just openly take him out, put out threats into the atmosphere, and gas up somebody else's child, okay, to go and take out somebody else. Because hell, they feel like hell, they ain't the ones that's got to go do the damn time. They not gonna tell these little dudes that the feds all on top of their heads, okay? They're not gonna tell them that. They're just gonna dangle money in their faces and tell them to go handle that for me. They're not gonna say, no, I don't want to bring nobody else's child in this. First of all, I don't want them going out destroying our communities because we done destroyed it enough. But they blindly send them on missions, knowing damn well if the feds are watching them, they watching anything that's connected to them. Just because somebody might be getting away with a little something right now don't mean a damn thing. And we all know that, right? So there was threats and stuff in the atmosphere as it relates to Key Glock and all of that. There were a lot of threats because they was jealous. I believe, this is just what I believe. I believe that whoever it was that was responsible for young Dolph's death said, they started to see that Key Glock was taken out. They was like, damn, we killed Dolph. We thought we was going to handicap them, right? They thought that they was going to handicap the whole pre. But then Key Glock started taking off. How many people know you can't stop greatness? Because if God says it is final, it's final. You can't stop that. Okay? So Key Glock was taking off, doing good, doing his thing. He started getting threats. And then they started paying people to put negative press out about him. Okay, we can't stop him. He's exuding what Dolph has put inside him. I have a damn fit, me, as a fan, if I was looking at Key Glock and he was acting like Master P. Master P is not who groomed him. As much as I say Master P because I love Master P. I love me some Master P. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all got him messed up. I love Master P. Okay? So, but if I saw Key Glock trying to act like Master P, I would be offended because Master P is not the person that instilled all these jewels on the inside of him. Young Dolph was. So when I see a lot of Dolph's characteristics in Key Glock, because I'm not a jealous-hearted person, okay, it makes me extremely proud. I don't go, ooh, he just trying to be like Dolph. He motherfucking right. Who else he's supposed to be like? You? Some of these folks that's hollering that ought to be trying to be like somebody great. Dolph was great. Okay? Pernell says it's a job. It's a carrier, just like in a job. They can remove you, period, 8 or more hours in a studio each day, music and shooting music videos and get ready for shows and professional security. Absolutely. Okay. So it makes me happy. People was getting mad like they thought that they could control me. Can't nobody control me. Okay? Can't nobody control me. And when people threaten me, I don't take, I fear for my life when folks start threatening me. I'm letting you know that now. I fear for my life. Because I don't never know what folks gonna do. So I have to put that on paper. Okay? And so people thought that they could control me when I was going hard for Key Glock. Okay, because I knew Key Glock had nothing to do, all right, with Young Dolph's murder. See, I'm not double-minded. Hell, if Key Glock had something to do with Young Dolph's murder, that means he had something to do with his murder in 27, with the, he was in with the folks that was trying to take him out in 2017, and we know that that's not true, because whoever it was that was trying to take him out in 2017, as I have always said from day one, okay, I always said it ain't gonna be that far off from that. And guess what? It ain't that far off from that. We starting to see that now as things start to be revealed. But people was jumping in my comments mad at me because I understand that a lot of people are paid to do a job, but I guess they had the opportunity to see that they can't control me. Okay, I'm very strategic. I can't be controlled. Okay, and don't ever think I'm weak. Okay, and so Key Glock, people wanted to control a narrative. They wanted me, if they wanted to try and they wanted me not to say anything good about him, go with their narrative, or just not talk about him at all. And I was telling anybody that thought that, go fuck yourself. Okay, excuse my French, but I have to get bogus sometimes. Okay. And so we done repped him to the fullest. I wouldn't give a damn who them niggas was paying. They need been trying to keep their money for them lawyers that they gonna need, especially for these long, perpetual, drawn out trials. Because attorneys have the tendency to do that until they see your damn money low. And then they tell you to plead out. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I don't care how much you got. Okay, and the feds will handicap you, lock up your damn accounts, put you up under investigation, especially if you got some kind of criminalistic organization going on. You can't pay the damn lawyer anyways. Okay, a lot of these folks gonna reap what they sow, and then y'all mess around, start paying people to try to come at me. Don't y'all know I'm favored by God, and it is God that touched the heart of his people to show me favor also? And it didn't stop. I kept telling y'all bitches, it ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna represent and speak the truth. It ain't nothing that I could ever get on here and say that the police don't already know. Now, I would not give out vital information, but I would never, get on here and because if I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I'm gonna tell you that I don't know. If I don't know, I ain't gonna make up nothing. Miss T, what about? I don't know, girl. I wish I knew. Because it's too stressful to be trying to think of lies to keep people going. I have things going on in my life. I can't do that. Okay. Yeah, they'll freeze your accounts to make sure you can't pay for no lawyer. Okay. And so what these people did to young Dolph, it was just absolutely heinous. And I always stress, because even and we gonna get into J.PRINCE, but y'all know I talk about this Dolph thing because I was born and raised in Memphis, right? And Memphis, the city of Memphis and the people in it means a lot to me, especially when you got family walking around Memphis, you got friends, you love the people. I've been in every area in all of my years, my whole life of being born and raised in Memphis. I've been in every hood. So there's no way you cannot have a connection to the people that you don't even know, because you want to see the city do well, right? You want to see the city flourish and do well, because I remember Memphis is still a beautiful city, but it is crime infested. And it seems like there is a demonic force that has been released into the atmosphere, right? That's what it seems like. And I hear other people send me emails all the time, say, Miss T, it ain't just Memphis, it's happening in my city. And it be, any city, right? It happened all 50 states. There's always some crime, okay? And there's always some crime. But you want to see the citizens do well and things of that nature. You just have a connection to it. And a lot of Memphians were just really taken aback about how they could just gun, young Dolph down like that in broad daylight. Right. That was just evil. And not only young Dolph, but there are so many other men losing their lives, women too. It's a lot of young people that are just losing their lives. And I think I talk about all the time my passion, because every organization that I've worked with, whether it was secretly working with the battered women's shelter, or anything. Because I do all types of volunteer work, helping young adults to learn how to read. That is who I have made my connection with, because I understand that they are definitely the future, right? I mean, hey, they are the future. Let me tell y'all something. It ain't just because I got a TV show around the Memphis area. It's because I've put in some footwork that you can see them politicians walk into my office. That's because they know that I am out there and I have put some footwork in, right? As far as my passion has always been, as I said, when I worked in Crime Stoppers, I worked in Crime Stoppers for many years, okay? And when we would go and do the payouts in Crime Stoppers, and I remember, when we would get over there, a lot of people don't know. I'm telling y'all, these folks have always solved cases because somebody that was close to them has told on them. Shit. I was the one over there answering that damn phone and stuff and taking them tips, so I know it. Okay? And so, when we would go and do payouts and things of that nature, it was always young adults and stuff that would come into there, into the precinct, into the coax, or sometimes we would give it out at OCU, just different undisclosed locations, the money that we would pay out. And I would always give them paperwork with like 5 questions on it. And it was just yes or no questions. None of them could hardly read. Okay? None of them could hardly read. And I think one of the reasons why it's so disappointing when people say, well, you so hard on CMG. Of course I am. Okay. So of course I am. I'm very hard on CMG because I feel like with Yo Gotti building the platform that he had built, instead of helping to send young dudes left, he should have been helping to send them right. But they didn't do that. Him or his brother or none of his artists. Okay. None of his artists that I know of. I'm talking about as far as like the Moneybag Yo's or whatever. That's really the only artist that I know of that's probably got some kind of type of mainstream situation going on. None of them. Blac, Youngsta, none of them. Instead, you take people like straight dropping them and allegedly make them promises if they go out and do wrong, help to continuously mess these little dudes' lives up. And they know damn well they was born and raised in Memphis, how impoverished Memphis is, the crime rate, and how the city has been in a state of emergency for a very, very long time. Okay, so what they want to do is, because I have an issue with people hijacking stuff. They are hijack something, they'll never want to get nothing back. And that is one of the issues that I've always had with Yo Gotti. He would come and take from the city, because I've heard people say, well, they got a restaurant in the city. Hell, that restaurant, they need the citizens in Memphis to go in their restaurant, okay, and buy that food, okay. That's what they need, and I'm not saying they're gonna do that, because I wouldn't say that about nobody's business, okay. But that's what they need. That's not giving anything to the city. Hell, that's still kind of hijacking the city. And they don't feel like they are obligated to put nothing back into the city. That's why I stay on top of their damn heads. So then they bring all of this negative attention, all the crazies. They put all that attention on Memphis. And it is, allegedly, they are connected to this Young Dolph situation. And even if they were not connected to it, they did a damn good job of making people think that they was connected to it. How in the hell you call yourself a damn boss or a gangster and you jump your ass? You want to be known as this big boss, but you jump your ass on social media and help to taunt another famous star that was actually giving back to the damn city of Memphis. Don't get me started, because y'all know I get pissed off, right? Because I got a lot of passion, right? Okay. So you jump on social media and you help to put that stuff into the atmosphere. That's what you do. You have to put all this evilness. You help to give these young dudes who already ain't got no guidance a false sense of security, and you knew damn well you didn't plan on doing nothing for them. Nothing. Okay? You didn't plan on doing anything for them. Okay? But leaving them out there to dry. And so we see how they did, straight drop. I know a lot of people hear me talk about straight drop and they go, well, straight drop had to pay for what he did. Yeah, he got to pay for it because he sure did it. Straight drop, if he didn't do it, he was the one that put the folks on their ass. He said he did it. So I believe what people say. Okay? But even still, straight drop was a 22, 23. He might be 24 years old. Young enough to be a lot of them that has been, that has been named in this situation, their children or their child or whatever. But they give these young dudes a false sense of hope and tell them that they are gangsters. Okay? And then all of that negative attention is redirected at them. And then when they get down there, they tell them, the code of silence. You can't say nothing. When the truth of the matter is, they don't give a damn about nothing other than they just don't want to be implicated. They don't want them to tell on them. So that's why I say to a lot of, these supposed to be OGs, especially these folks running around here talking about, well, justice for Dolph. But you want justice for Dolph or you don't. Because if straight drop down there talking, how you going to try to say he a snitch and he need to be dead? If you want some justice for Dolph, especially if he has firsthand information, because we know he was involved on what happened. Yeah, he gonna pay his retribution. But if you want justice for Dolph, don't you want some people that really know what happened, that was involved to tell it so that he can truly get some justice? So that's why sometimes I sit back and when people say, well, you just from on the other side of the track, kiss my ass on that. And I say that with some love. Okay? I understand what it takes to win a case. Okay? Hey, straight drop, Judge Coffee told him 60 years. 60 years is a long time for a 23, 24-year-old young man. Even though Dolph can never get up out that damn grave again, he can never get out. He can never see his children. His children will always be hurt by what they have done to him because of their damn jealousy. These folks are flipping out over jealousy. I'm telling you. Now he wants to frolic around Paris with Angela, and Mia J is left with a broken heart to try and pick up the pieces and raise Dolph's motherfucking kids. And this motherfucker, if he was involved, Lord forgive me because I'm getting mad, ain't no way in hell it's going to be able to happen because those are the laws of the earth. It can't happen like that. That Negro going to lay down and he going to ride and he know it. Don't let him fool you because he done had some damn visitations from the gods too. Them folks I love so much. Okay? He done had some visitations from the angels. I say that, not the gods. It's only one God, the angels too. Don't let them fool you. So they want to make these little dudes think, okay, that it's okay instead of trying to instill something. I know they look at my shit. I don't care. Look at it. I hope they let some of this stuff convict them, because if they thinking anything else other than conviction, then they really sick on a whole nother level. We know a lot of them sick for what they did. How can you take or be involved in taking a human being's life just because of your jealousy and then jump your ass on social media or have put a battery in somebody like Blac Youngsta's back to jump on social media and mimic? That's demonic. That ain't no fucking street code. That's demonic. And you hear some of the same damn people being a damn uproar with their hypocritical asses. Okay. Well, the police is killing the black folks. Okay, we need to get them police off the street because we don't need no black police. No bad police. So we got police that's out here unjustly mistreating black folks, they asses got to go to jail and get off the damn force, right? But them same Negroes, no good so-and-sos, will sit their asses up when it's, somebody like Young Dolph and say, well, that's the street code. Yeah, but that's another black man that has killed a black man. Oh, that's a street code. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all just want people to go to jail. They need to go to jail the same way them damn police go to jail. What kind of sense did that make? Do it make any sense? Young Dolph was a man, a human being, just like Tyree. It was wrong. So the police go to jail, but if God and them involved in this, y'all, the same motherfuckers that's sitting up hollering about, justice for Tyree, God and them ain't supposed to go. That's a street thing. It's a street code. Young Dolph was a damn human being, you sick bastards. He had children. He's got a family. So it's supposed to be a street code. So a straight drop in them, or whoever decide that they want to, tell or whatever, they shamed. Oh, them niggas need to be shot. What you mean? These are all black men. What are you talking about? Okay? And so they helped to put that into the atmosphere. They couldn't move in silence because they wanted to move fear. It was so many people around the Memphis area that had, when it first happened, they had little shows and stuff. I think that's one of the reasons, even before I started vlogging about it, I was looking at Coat Figure. Coat Figure was going hard for Dolph. I started telling people, I was like, there's this vlogger. I don't know where he's from, but I just happened to tune in to him. He was going hard. He was singing that song, We Are Pre. I thought it was a pre-song. Hell, he done made a pre-anthem and everything. He's never wavered. Okay? And I stand behind him. I stood behind him and I still do, because when I ride for somebody, I rise. Not until they try to double cross me. Okay? And so it was so many vloggers that was in around the Memphis area that even when they weren't taking sides, they was wanting to vlog on the Young Dolph's case. Okay? They wanted to vlog on the case, just talk about it. They was getting threats. And so when they was getting threats, okay, when they was getting threats, they was being traced. They was being traced because the FBI has the capability of doing any and everything. I don't give a damn how much you paying your hacker. They ain't got the intelligence them folks that I love so much got. They ain't got it. They don't have the equipment. They ain't even allowed to know the codes. Okay? And so they was being traced and being watched, and they made their targets. They made their connections. They were supposed to be gangsters. They say gangsters move in silence. But these were other human beings that wanted to wear the badge and honor of destroying another human being's life simply because he was great. That's it. All you got to do when you're black is be great. That's it. And they'll want to take you out. And so now folks want to tuck their ass and run and hide and want to talk about, they want to hire people to try to destroy your credibility. They want to hire people to try and put fear into the atmosphere, and it ain't gonna work out, because everything those people need to know, they've been knowing. As I said before, Somebody had told me about Orange Mountain quit way last year in about, it might have been April or May or something like that. I didn't ask them how they knew about no damn Orange Mountain quit. I didn't even know who no damn Orange Mountain quit was. Then I started hearing about him on the vlogs. And when the first time I heard a vlogger say something about him, I said, I told my sister that's on here. She can verify it. I said, that vlogger know that vlogger, onto something. So somebody that know has said something. That's why I said his folks fed him to the vlogs. Nobody else knew that. Right? But I still didn't say anything. But in order for that, when that person told me that, they had been on top of Orange Mountain Quest's head. I didn't get in that. They had been on to him and had been looking at him. And they had told him that last time that they went and saw him, we know you did this, and when we come back, we come to get you, and you ain't coming back. So when they say his energy was different, he knew them folks was coming because they told him. And some of these other folks know that they coming because they told them. And so that's the price that you have to pay when you are into destruction and destroying other folks' kids' lives. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you get through, people that straight dropping the JoJo Splats and all of them, they supposed to be the future of our people. They supposed to carry on the legacy. If they all killed out, hell, how anybody going to know anything about our history? But instead, what we had was a bunch of dudes who had put themselves in a position of God, okay, destroying lives one way or the other. God has blessed them and given them the opportunity to make money. Blac Youngsta come from the bottom of South Memphis. That's the poorest part over there. And where I came from in South Memphis was poor. But he came from the bottom. That's the poorest. That's the poorest part of it. And so God allows you to start making some money because the Bible says the gift comes without repentance. God didn't give him the gift. And then you use it for destruction. Okay. And so now everybody want to feel sorry. You want somebody to feel sorry for them. These folks snitching. They doing what they supposed to do. Thank God. If that's what you call it, hey, I'm sure Dolph's family saying they letting the law use them. That's the word I use too. Y'all say snitch. I say they letting the Lord use them. Okay? Because God can turn that thing around. They letting the Lord use them. They being a mouthpiece for the Lord so Dolph can get some justice around here. Okay? So a lot of us different. Y'all call it snitching. I call it letting the Lord use them. Okay? Because what they did to him was not right. And they know that karma has to hit them. And so I don't really care about, when people get on here and they go, well, you is biased. They thought I was getting on here to try to find. I don't have to try to find out no damn information. Everything I know is because somebody in the inside, I'm talking about some of them authorities. If I know, it's because somebody in the inside and they don't come off the street. Not unless somebody like rest in peace, Young Dolph might get into my blog and say something. Because he dropped a lot of gems for everybody. It's because they already know. He don't need me to try to get no information for them. They got everything there is to have. Okay? They have the equipment to be able to be way on another block, goddamn it, and hear you. So what they need me for? But when God is in the atmosphere, and when they know what they did was wrong, they planted them bad seeds, and those seeds have to grow. And instead of them trying to at least fix this up before they go away, because they going away. and at least try to help some of these little dudes that's left out here. They still trying to destroy. They still trying to destroy. I promise to God, they still trying to destroy. So when people are evil, a lot of times it just ain't no help for them. But it's a damn shame to be an old fool. And it's a lot of old fools. And so when there are a lot of old fools, because there's a lot of stuff that I be wanting to do sometimes. And I'm so happy that I have people in my corner. Okay. God will send people in my corner and they'll say, Miss T, don't do that. Miss T, don't do it. Baby, don't do that. Let that stuff go. Let it go. And you have to have people like that around you to bring you back to the center, because the devil be wanting to have you all over the place. When people are troubled, that's all they know how to exude is trouble. And so it's good to have people in your life that knows how to bring you back to the center and say, wait a minute, don't do that. Don't give them that. That's what they want. Don't do it. You better than that. Don't get off of your throne. Because they want you to get into the slot with them and throw tomatoes. Don't do it. But instead, you have like old fools that's actually, okay, helping to misguide these little dudes. They don't give a damn about them. They just want them to go do a hit. They know damn well that at this point, they can't do a hit and get away with it. It ain't nowhere in hell it's going to happen. But because they don't give a damn about anybody, folks are so emotionally messed up. I don't care if he can't do it. We'll just dangle some money in his face, at least if he try. We'll see if he could try and get away with it. And they know damn well that ain't nobody going to get away with nothing that's connected to them. But they are continuously helping to destroy the community, right? And so when they get up on here and they sit up and talk about rats and snitches and things of that nature, I got a new word now. There ain't no rats. Especially when you done unjustly taking somebody's child up out of this world just because you think you God. There ain't no rats. Straight dropped and let the Holy Ghost hit him, and he started letting God use him. Okay, if he down there telling. Same thing go for Orange Mountain Quet or Lamarcus, Jamarcus, or whoever start giving good information to the folks. The Spirit of God has hit them, and it ain't snitching to me. It's letting the Lord use you. Okay, that's my new word. They letting the law use them. Okay. All right. Because when they was on social media trying to play like they was gangsters, them to include some of their bosses and funders, they wanted to give the illusion to those who didn't know any better that they were gangsters. And they weren't moving in silence. Okay. But they actually gave the FBI and the police to drop on them themselves. Right? One code always. What does like you're underwater mean? What does that mean? What does like you're underwater mean? It's my first time seeing you in here, so I want you to explain what you mean. What does like you're underwater mean? Okay. Okay, but what are you talking about? You're driving. Okay, I sound bad. So y'all saying y'all having a hard time hearing me? Oh, okay. Okay, they're saying I'm good on their end. Okay. So when I start seeing new people in here, I like for them to clarify themselves. All right. Okay, they're saying that the audio is fine. Okay, he's saying that that's him, that he can't hear me. Okay. Yeah, roll your windows up. Roll your windows up. Okay, it's because he's driving. Okay. Roll your windows up. You might be able to hear me better. Okay. Okay. And so, you know, people talking about, like I said, the code of silence, move in silence. They had these young dudes to go out there, and these kids know better. They know right from wrong. But as I always say, if you got the money to give somebody for a hit, that means you just got some money to throw away. Why not help them? You grew up in Memphis. You see how impoverished the city is. You know the hoods. You've seen every hood in Memphis. You know where they come from. Okay. You know where they come from. Why don't you help them? Okay. But instead, you continuously put hurt into the atmosphere. Okay. I believe that person was trying to throw out a threat. I believe that person was throwing out a threat. I listen to people's words very closely. Okay. Because I hadn't seen them post anything else. Because how in the hell a person can sound like they underwater? I had not seen them post in this chat talking about a sound. Okay, I still don't see it. Okay. Yeah, I believe that person was throwing out a threat. That's the reason why. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me snap that name. They too stupid not to do it. Like I said, they're the ones that then led the folks to him, not me. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me snap this up. Don't come in here trolling tonight. Okay. If you don't want to hear what I gotta say, get out of my chat. All right. And then people can't stand to hear the truth. The truth is just what it is. Okay. He probably went off because he cannot hear me clear. Okay. People don't like to hear the truth. And so they, they want to proclaim that they are these gangsters. First of all, gangsters don't go mess with no women. Period. They don't put other women up to do it either, but we see that's what they do. Okay. They especially ain't gonna be trying to mess with no woman on no damn vlog. Right? But they sent these dudes out. Let me get back to my message. They sent these young dudes out. And then all of these young dudes jumped on social media and told on themselves. Okay. They jumped on social media and told on themselves. They had the folks tracing them. And I don't care how many damn fake ass cell phones you get, you could be traced. I don't care how many SIM cards you use, how many cell phones you get, how many fake ass numbers you get. Do y'all actually believe you can get a Google number and they cannot trace you and it's a Google number? I got me a fake app, a Google number. Mentally ill. Okay. Write them text now numbers and all that. Okay. Do y'all think that people can just start businesses like that? When they start businesses like that, there are certain things that have to be approved. Don't you ever think that certain stuff can be put into the atmosphere before it is approved by the government? There is nothing that is ever out there on the market. It can never be put out unless it can be overrode by the government. Ever. Some of these dumbass folks don't realize that. I got me a hacker. Bitch, you going to jail. And if you come near me, you going to the grave. Okay? Because I'm gonna protect myself. I don't take threats lightly. I be in fear for my life when folks start talking about threatening me. That's against the law. You start talking about putting my life in danger. Okay? That's against the law to make threats against people. Okay? I'm gonna do this. You just threatened me. I fear you. Okay? I fear you. Okay, I thought you was trying to threaten me on code always. Hell, I didn't know. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm trying to see how many likes we got. You have to understand, hon, I have a lot of trolls to come in here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the subscription button. Okay? Make sure y'all hit the subscription button. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and I want you all to do me a favor and share this video on your social media. Share this video on your social media and ask your social media people to subscribe to the channel. Okay? Because we know the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? People will do anything for a view, a like, and a subscriber. Okay? To include get sued. Okay? They'll do anything or go to jail. They can still use phone towers. The phones was used in that area. Okay. But yeah, I think in all seriousness, I think it's a shame, what has happened when they start talking about gangsters. Okay. It ain't there are not. I'm gonna tell you what a law enforcement person said to me. It ain't no gangsters in Memphis. If it is, okay, if it's any left, okay, we need to know about it so that we can get them. Okay. So it's a shame that people want to exert fear. We're going to put some fear into the atmosphere. A lot of these young dudes, even though they're young, they have children. A lot of these old fools got kids. They've been in and out of jail their whole lives because they wanted to exert some fear. They wanted to be known as a thug or a gangster. Somebody said to me just the other day, and I might not need to, I probably don't need to say it at this point. As a matter of fact, I won't say it. Okay. But it's sad that people want to exert fear and things of that nature. I guess I won't say the person's name, but me and somebody was talking. They said, it's a damn shame how mindless a lot of these young dudes are. We was talking about a young dude who had a father, I guess, that was in a gang that was supposedly, well respected by other gang members. I quote unquote, I guess he considered like a gangster. Somebody killed him. He said, it's a damn shame that these kids don't know shit. That he taking work. This young dude taking work from the very dudes that have been named and accused of killing his daddy. He said, now I don't know if he was too young to remember what happened to his daddy, but he called himself quote unquote taking work from the same folks that has been named in this situation, because I don't even think his dad's murder has been solved. But see, that's what I'm talking about when I say a lot of these kids just out there. They're just out there. They are. And where the elders, like I said, which are supposed to be the OGs, are supposed to be helping to guide them right. Okay. They're supposed to be trying to help to guide them right. Instead, what they're doing is they're helping to create genocide on a whole Black generation. And I think it's a darn shame before God. Okay. And so my stance as it relates to that, it ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. As I always say, can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. I've been preaching this since I started coming on air 9 years ago on Comcast. And now I'm preaching it on YouTube. The same thing. It ain't changed. Okay. And that is that our people need some repair. Okay. I've been saying that. Our people need some help. Right. And so now we got J.PRINCE Sr. Okay. As we know, we saw him on $1 million worth of game. And as I said, we had never really seen J.PRINCE Jr. We had never really seen him. We knew that he, had started that label, and people had given him a lot of respect, and we, was very proud of him. I didn't even know what he looked like for a very long time. Even though you saw Master P and them giving him his props, because he helped to invest in he helped a lot of these little dudes like J.PRINCE them. You would hear Master P and them say, I used to always hear Master P say, J.PRINCE, that's my big dog. Okay. So they was proud of what J.PRINCE had built. Okay. I guess they was proud of that. So he was methodical. He was not really in the public, but lately he's been in the public, especially since this situation has happened with Takeoff and his sons are involved. And so we saw, even his son, J.PRINCE Jr., when he was on $1 million worth of game, He get on there, he throw Duke the Jeweler's murder. Rest in peace to Duke the Jeweler. He threw it right. He threw it on Boosie's back on Boosie's back quick. He wanted everybody to know. And because nobody really knew that that was Boosie's pool part of hell. We just walked up in there. I didn't know who he was. Now we know that was a lie, but he threw everything back at Boosie's feet. Okay, he put the whole monkey on his back. Okay. And so then what we saw was J.PRINCE Senior come in there and try and make Migos Bands look bad. He tried to make him look bad, said he should have been, the bullet should have hit him instead of Takeoff. Okay. Had paperwork telling everything there is to tell on Migos Bands. But he's supposed to be a gangster. He's sitting up talking about something Migos Band's doing. I don't know what's going on, Shada, with the notifications. For those who are not getting the notifications, they said what you have to do is unsubscribe and then subscribe back immediately, and it resets it. Unsubscribe and subscribe again immediately, and it resets the notifications, because there's a lot of people that's not getting the notifications. Okay. And I want people to get their notifications when I come on. So he gets on there. He himself, another owner of a record label, he puts that into the atmosphere. Okay. And then he sit up and talk about Migos Bands is supposedly ratting. Okay. But then he turned around and he called himself telling on Migos Bands. They called, his son sat right next to him and threw Boosie up under the bus. So the ratting only applies when it's somebody doing it against them, right? And see, that's what I'm talking about. People have put this illusion out about being a gangster, but everybody that claim that they are a gangster really ain't. They ain't really gangsters, no way. That's an illusion. They try to rule with fear. They try to get a bunch of simps to follow them because they understand that most people now don't have any morals, no character, no nothing. They'll do anything for a damn dime, to include crawl. Jump. How much money you gonna give me? I sure will go jump off that bridge. They want the damn money so bad, it has not registered in their brain. Once they jump off that bridge, it's over with. They ain't getting no damn money because they ain't gonna be alive to get it. So now they understand that people have that money. People do anything for money. They'll say that, oh, I get that little crash dummy some money. Okay. I'll get that little crash dummy some money. They'll go do this, and that. They'll do anything for a damn quarter. And while they call themselves, and that's a bunch of another group, while they call themselves trying to taunt Migos Bands and was still disrespectful to Takeoff. You could tell in that they actually told on themselves. They told on themselves. If nothing else, J.PRINCE Jr., when he was talking about, okay, Duke the Jeweler, what I got from that was he still didn't say rest in peace to Duke the Jeweler. When when the young man that was interviewing him said rest in peace to Duke the Jeweler, what I remember was him saying, yeah, he made a sound or something. Mercury says, don't nobody from Dallas check in when we do visit Houston. I think they were extorting the Migos. I believe you, Mercury. For some odd reason, I believe it. Okay. For some reason, I believe it. And so what he did was he kind of told on himself. Now you done sat there and spent all kinds of money with this young man. I played dice with him. Even if you didn't know him, you couldn't have said, rest in peace to him. He had no nothing. Even when the guy, I mean, anybody with human feelings can say rest in peace to somebody, even if they don't know him. Hell, if the interviewer could say it, couldn't somebody who had actually came in contact with him and that was playing dice say it? He still didn't say it. So what him and his dad did was they threw Boosie up under the bus, and which I ain't saying he don't deserve to be threw up under the bus, but I'm saying that's what they did. He did the exact same thing that his dad accusing Migos bands of doing, then turn around and try to I guess throw Migos bands up under the bus, telling folks all about what Migos bands was doing. But in the process of doing that, he snitched on himself. He said so much shit because he was in his emotions. He let it be known that not only that they don't give a damn about Takeoff, they want to get Offset. So he kind of snitched on himself on that. Okay. Sunshine says they have $400,000 on the table between J.PRINCE Jr., the jeweler, and I don't know who else. That's the same video Boosie was all on. Duke's back. I find it hard to believe he didn't know that man. That man had on over $1 million worth of jewelry. He knew exactly who he was. He snitched on himself when he said he didn't even know he was a jeweler. So we know that's a lie. Right? So his dad snitched on himself and let it be known that they feel like what Cam and DJ Pat did, it wasn't a problem. That they did what they should have did. Right? So these people get mad and start talking about other people, rats and things of that nature, but they've been telling on themselves. Okay? That's exactly what they've been doing. Yeah, I'm getting ready to drop the link. Anybody want to come up? Because y'all know my throat has started hurting. I just dropped the link. Anybody that wants to come up can come up. And we're talking about, we could talk about if y'all have any other scenarios of, you know, I thought gangsters moved in silence, but we kind of been talking about CMG and mob ties and rap a lot. Don't come up and try to change the subject, you know, and take us far left. Start talking about Whitney Houston. That's what I'm talking about. Hell, we're not talking about that. Okay. Yeah, rest in peace to Takeoff. Sure did. They terrible and looking bad. And when the mobsters started doing interviews, that family been online more than anybody. I'm telling you. Hey, the real Lee. Hold on, you guys. You guys, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button, okay? Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and share the video, okay? Thank you, God. I had to go take a picture of some. Jewelers carry themselves in a manner when they introduce themselves, they introduce their brand. Absolutely. Duke the Jeweler would not have flown clear across country just to hang out with them. Duke the Jeweler was hanging out with some real ballers too. That wasn't necessarily even in the industry. They had some real money. Because if you looked at his page, he was talking about how he was selling millions of dollars worth of jewelry to NBA players, to businessmen that had that real long money, not that short, um, um, rap money or whatever. But he really had his foot. He really had put a foothold, had a foothold in this situation, and they took him out like that. That's messed up. And even still, you still couldn't get a rest in peace out of J.PRINCE Jr. He just threw the monkey on Boosie back. Mob ties should be called neglect and fracture. Nothing structure about them at all. I'm at Real Talk with him. I want to know what's the rest of the Migos family members are saying about everything, since they are related. You said the rest of the Migos family members? You talking about Offset? And then why would he go on a show and let Offset know that he had a problem with him? Why couldn't, like Offset said, why would you, why would you jump on the internet, okay, and address him? Why didn't he call him if he thought he had said something about him? Pernell Clayton says, J.PRINCE, another one who tried to use others, tried to make themselves look tough. Andrew Trotter says they act like Duke was just a groupie. Right. They act like Duke was making some real money. Pernell Clayton says they said somebody owe him some money while he came to Texas. I can believe that. I definitely can believe that. You guys, make sure y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, okay? But definitely hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I dropped the link in case anybody wants to come up. Letitia Wayne, Takeoff aunt said she wants justice by any means necessary. Well, like I said, you can't say that you got remorse for somebody losing their life and then say, but he never said that DJ Pat and them should not have been shooting. He never said that, right? He just kind of blamed Migos fans. That's what he did. He blamed him. Okay. And that was cold-blooded. That's evil on so many levels. That's evil on so many levels. Did I see D-Mon here tonight? I thought I saw D-Mon here. Shout out to D-Mon. Boss Lady says, y'all, he is a woman abuser. All these women are coming out about their experience with him, including the R word. Yep, I heard that too, Boss Lady. She said that right after the funeral. The Real Lee says, Tam, it's crazy how Duke and Tate got killed in the hands of them. And also, Takeoff girlfriend was talking about what happened. I seen on the tube earlier. Wow. I'm going to have to go check that out. Hey, D-Ma. Letitia Wing says, very mean and evil. Angie said, I was just going to ask about D-Ma. Oh, my God. I was just thinking about you. How you been?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear from you. Me and D-Ma was talking about you the other day. I said, I don't know what Harold at.
I was actually I'm gonna show you this real quick. First, this camera. I don't know. I was just down in Olive Branch. Olive Branch is my cousin. He they just found him earlier this year around I think it was January the 6th. They found him down the street from his house, face down, dead
Oh my God.
in Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Yeah, I know exactly what Olive Branch is.
So
And
I was down there for
that's a nice area.
real night. My grandmother has a house. That's a street called Center Hill. You ever heard of the street called Center Hill?
I have.
Yeah, she has a house. It's a nice big old house. Her sister has another big mansion right across the street and there's a high school right behind her land. I mean, so my cousin was very he was a powerful person down there, and it was shocking to everybody. It shocked me,
Mm-hmm.
and to bring in this year. So, but that's a negative. I'm back to working, and now I'm back to walking and working there. So that's a positive note.
Okay, well, good. That's good. I'm sorry to hear about your cousin, though. I am. And you don't hear about a lot of stuff like that really happening in that area.
No, it was his he's about to be 48 in September. I turn 48 in a couple of weeks. He's my grandmother's oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's her son. Then my mother, put it like this: my mother and my auntie, they was pregnant at the same time with me and him. So he was like Mallory. He was like the golden boy. He did everything right. It's last time I seen him in 2018. He was always talking positive. All in the church, went to school, did everything. It shocked me, to be honest with you. It just I was like I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And but I guess he must have got involved with the wrong people, and I don't really know all the details. But the Olive Branch, I guess they pegged it a homicide. So I was just down there for a couple of weeks consoling the family, and it was sad to say it was hard to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you're back. Have you been still following the Young Dolph case?
I have, I have, I
Mm-hmm.
have. I'm still. It seems like it's getting closer and closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to see people. People. It seem like the people starting to flip on one another. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I wanted to throw your idea. I wanted to get your thought about this. I was watching Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti earlier this year, and it seemed like he was stressed out in that picture.
Yeah,
He didn't look happy.
right. I guess because he's finally realizing his dream. Like somebody said, he manifested her, and he probably gonna have to go away from her.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things. I feel like I feel like Dolph is getting justice. That's so to answer your question and keep it simple, Dolph is the people who thought they was gonna get away with it didn't get away with it. And it's
No,
so
they did.
obvious. And it's like Dolph was and it just makes me feel good that he's going to get justice. He's getting justice.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of these people, like you see what's going on with Takeoff and mob ties, a lot of this corrupt stuff. And I'm gonna give you credit, sis. You know, you've been blowing the horn on a lot of this stuff, corruption, putting backs, all this drill music. Like me personally, I've been really been sticking towards my stand. I don't be listening to none of them guys, mob ties, CMG, none of them. All that stuff is I ban. I don't download it. I don't want to be part of it. And I feel like a lot of that stuff is eventually just going to get like faded out. I think we need to.
I think so too.
I think we need to keep stick to the course. I don't even mention certain people names. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I'm not going to support certain things. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Though we always talk about the black dollar, and that's one of the things that I commend you about on the day-to-day, the grassroots things. So politics, who running for office, who you spend your dollar on. That's how you really hurt them. Sitting on this live and complaining, I'm not going to spend my dollar on certain artists that I feel like is part of murderous activities. That's
Absolutely.
that's just my opinion about it.
I think a lot of them people, even though they knew that karma was gonna come, they didn't know it was gonna hit them this quick. One thing for sure, you definitely have to reap what you sow. Okay, and as I was saying yesterday on the show I did last night, it ain't nothing I heard. It's what I know, that a couple of them dudes hate what they did to Dolph. They regretting it. If they had it to do all over again, they wouldn't do it. But it's sad that it takes getting caught for somebody to have to feel that way.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, but at the end of the day, Trey and Dolph daughter, I mean, they can't cash on what you could have did or what you should have did. It's done. And everybody who had a part of that is going because the thing they didn't realize is that God sees all. And what's in the dark shall be brought to the light.
That's so true.
And you weren't going to be able to just, and that's why I commend Dolph. A lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people, oh man, Dolph had that money. He should have put it. Dolph did the right thing because his legacy is stronger. You see Key Glock and all his label is stronger. And the people who thought that they was gonna get away with it didn't get away with it. And their legacy gonna be tanked. It's just gonna be filled with what it's filled with. Because nobody is fooled.
I agree. How you doing, Player Cole?
What it do? You all right?
We can't hardly hear you.
Hold on. Can you hear me
D-Mon
now?
said, yeah, we can hear you. D-Mon said they
Yeah.
only hate it because they got caught. That's true. So what you think about this situation, Player Cole? We're talking about gangsters moving silence. Do you believe that some of these folks told on themselves? What you think about that?
We've been talking about that. Hell yeah, they told on themselves. Told for a meal and that. Nah, you know what's going on. Why do
Yeah.
10 when you can bring a couple of friends? That's how they rocking. Yeah.
Why do 10 when you can bring a couple friends, huh?
Yeah, that way.
Cause when I heard that Straight Drop stash or money got stolen and when he ever got locked up, is any truth in that?
That's what they say now. That's the word on the street. You know, it wouldn't be hard to believe that because it took them a very long time to get Straight Drop a lawyer. It took them a very long time, and it kind of makes you wonder about Straight Drop because Straight Drop has been in segregation where he's been in high profile custody since he's gotten there.
Can I ask y'all one quick Player call? I didn't know that one dude was in the video with Straight Drop. That video stepper, the big guy he got a video with Finesse 2 Time. Who got
that big homie G?
Yeah, that's him and Straight Drop in the video together.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until I seen the video. They got who got. I'm like, man, So I had to quit, man. I had to quit rocking with him now.
No.
Wow.
Tammy, you ready for some breaking news?
Yeah, I'm ready for some breaking news.
Well, you know how much you love them police, right?
You know I love the police.
Yeah, get what?
What?
I just joined the academy.
Hey, you for real, bro? You for real?
Nah, hell
congratulations, man. Congratulations, bro.
I'm just bullshitting.
You bullshitting?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man,
was a little joke for her.
I thought you was for real, man.
That was just a joke, y'all.
Oh, man.
They'll be doing a video in 15 minutes. I'm out on my car.
Hey, bro, I was about to congratulate you.
If I knew what I knew now, I might would have been on the fourth hill. Well, look, I'm gonna pop back up in about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna knock a load out, then I'm gonna come back up. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just talking and my stuff is on mute.
Yeah, I didn't hear you saying. I was wondering what. I didn't hear you.
And I mean, I'm just talking and I made a mistake and hit the mute thing.
What was you saying?
I was kind of joking with player call. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Okay. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm reading an email that somebody sent me. Okay. Hold on 1 minute. Y'all hold on 1 minute. Harry, you can keep talking.
Okay.
D-Ma, answer your phone for me. I gotta read this email to you. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Tonight we have been talking about I thought gangsters moved in silence, okay? And we kind of been talking about, you know, J.PRINCE and them, and we've been talking about CMG because as I said before, when this situation first happened, I think if they're going to be mad at anybody, I know more about the situation that happened around the Memphis area, especially with the Young Dolph situation, because I live around the Memphis area than than I do about J.PRINCE and them. But I was able to make an analysis based on what I've seen, you know, with them being in the media and this situation being in the media. But with the Dolph's case, I've been able to have firsthand information from people that know what I mean, that know exactly what has happened and what is going on in this Young Dolph situation that's actually in the inside of the investigation. And you know, and just watching it, you know, when you're from the city, you watch stuff closely, and being able to see that these young dudes, okay, did this to themselves. They did this to themselves when they jumped on, okay, live and started taunting him. And for the life of me, you know, when people say, well, Blac Youngsta, Gotti can't control Blac Youngsta. Gotti is the head of CMG. Gotti could control Blac Youngsta if he had wanted to, but I feel because he was not controlling him, he had put that battery in his back. And so we have to lay, just like a lot of people say what went on with MPD, they have to lay a lot of that blame at CJ Davis's feet because she's the head of it. Okay, we got to lay a lot of that at the feet of Yo Gotti because he is the head of CMG. Blac Youngsta is his artist. Now, it's been people to get in my chat tonight and say that they don't think that he's part of CMG, but hell, they still got him on as being on the roster on their Instagrams and stuff. Okay. So, and then we know for a fact, even back then, that he was an artist. Okay.
Right.
Hey, D-Ma.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Brother Harold. How are you?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
I'm good, man. We miss you over here.
I told
Yeah.
him you and I had just been talking about him. We miss Harold.
Yep, sure was talking about you. I said, I wonder how Harold is doing, but I'm glad you are still keeping and still being blessed. You know, God sustains us all that do the right things in life.
I was actually when I was down at Olive Branch, I was always going on to see if I caught you on live, but I never did catch you on live when I was down at Olive Branch for that little time. Because I
Hmm.
wanted to go by there and just kind of look at things, but I mean, my grandmother literally like 2 minutes from Memphis. Like if you go down the street, turn 2 blocks, you in Tennessee. But I really didn't really know Memphis that good, so I didn't go over there to explore like I wanted to.
Yeah, I wish you
Yeah.
had reached out to me.
Yeah, I didn't I know I could have went through the email, but I was like I be telling people this emails and this is how this is as sophisticated as I can get doing this.
Hmm. Well, I'm
But how
glad
you
you
been doing?
I'm good, baby. You know, always working and minding my business and staying in my lane. Hmm. But
Wise
Tim,
word.
yeah, I came up, Tam, to just say this, and I just wanted to speak on gangsters supposedly moving in silence. And
Okay.
we know that it's just part of human nature that people just can't hold water, you know. And I really believe in my spirit that um, when you're dead on the inside, you are basically existing. Okay, these guys are not really living life, and what they put out to the public, to me, is a facade. Okay,
Mhm.
all the glitz and glamour and flashing money, and I'm on jet skis and this country, and I'm doing it up. But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody wants to wake up and have to look over their shoulder, wondering what day is going to be the day that them folks knock on your door. Okay.
Mm.
And it's twofold. It's not just the folks knocking on their door. They got to worry about the folks still out here in the streets that want to get on top of their head. And that's evident what happened to Juke a couple of months ago, allegedly. So to me, that's no quality of life. I think you and me and people like Harold and people in the chat that have no fame or celebrity, any type of superstardom or big cash like that, I think we live a better life than they do, to be honest with you. Because see, money doesn't make you happy.
Amen.
And like I said, when you got to look over your shoulder, you already dead. You dead on the inside, you
Mhm.
know. Even though they took Dolph up out of here, Dolph's spirit still lives. These people are dead. Their souls are dead. They are evil. They are black. Their souls are
Mm,
dark. They've been dead a long time ago.
mm,
I agree. I
I
agree.
agree.
And they took him up out of here strictly because of jealousy. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. So in my opinion, hell, I may not have the money that they have, but money does not define me being rich in spirit and rich in my life. You know,
Amen.
I live a
Amen.
quality life, and I promise you, when I walk out the door, I don't have to worry about the ops. I don't have to worry about the cops. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Because I don't live that kind of lifestyle. And
Oh,
you said earlier that some of them feel sorry for what they did. They only sorry because they got caught. Because I promise
Right.
you, had they never got caught, they still be out here on the internet trolling and clowning, acting a fool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
mhm.
Absolutely. I agree. They would still be on the internet clowning.
Yeah, yeah. These so-called gangsters only sorry about something when their lives are and their freedom is at stake. Okay. And then when you see somebody like Gotti taking pictures looking like a raccoon with his eyes all bucked out, looking like he's scared to death, it's like, dude, yeah, your soul is dead. You dead. And guess what? Dolph is not here, but guess what? They're dead to so many people. I think even including some of their families. So I'm gonna tell you something. I really feel like, and I told somebody this the other day, and this is just my opinion. I just had a blur. a flash, like a vision. And I said, Juke, if they ever came and knocked on the door, I do believe Juke would blow his damn brains out, because I think he'd already told his brother, no, bro, I can't go out like that. Because I don't think Juke would give Pre the satisfaction of seeing him in handcuffs. Then that's just my opinion. That's just this vision that I had. I just don't see him giving them the satisfaction in the whole world and the whole internet, letting him be the laughing stock, seeing him in handcuffs. I think he blew his damn brains out before he let anybody see him in cuffs over Dolph.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is something that they decided to do to young Dolph, and it's like they was bloodthirsty. They just would not let the young man be great.
Yeah,
They just wouldn't let him be great. And so
yeah,
this is a result of what happened, I guess, because they thought it would be sweet because the attempts on his life, nothing really happened.
yeah,
But the game changed when they took his life. A lot of people was in an uproar about it and things of that nature. So,
yeah.
you just have to reap what you sow.
And like they say, like that song, Black Youngsters about shaking something, baby, they're gonna shake something all right. They're gonna shake it down to the ground. You hear me? And
Mm-hmm.
all of this at will, not just Dolph. I'm talking about Duke the Jeweler. I'm talking about Takeoff. I'm talking about uh, Snooty Wild. Just at will, when you just feel like you just want to take somebody's life. You are not God, and don't have the uh, ability to play God. Nobody has afforded you or granted you a pass to play God. And these brothers should still be here. All of them should still be here. Jeremiah Taylor, uh, anybody that just lost their life to some nonsense. Who in the hell are you to think that you can just at will decide when somebody live and when they die? And that's why the authorities are going to decide how much time they get, and if they still going to remain free. See, because now you got somebody judging you, and that's going to hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
My
I
son
agree.
my son on one of my lives said some on one of my walls said something about some gangster stuff. Him being a gangster, and I called him back, and I was like explaining to him how being a gangster or a thug is a cancer to our culture. And I believe that what God is doing with these criminal enterprises is cutting them out so that we can thrive as a people. We need to be done away with this gangster thug drill uh, culture that is robbing us of our life and robbing us of our youth. And the elders been praying for it. And I was telling my son, like, that gangster ideology or gangster facade is an illusion that's been keeping us down for a long time. And I'm praying that God rid us of that mentality.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you something. It really nestles back to a lot of what Tamara talks about daily is mental illness. Because see, I'm a sane individual. For the life of me, I can't fathom me just going out here just taking somebody's life for $1. You can't pay me
Right,
enough money to take somebody's life, and I don't give a
right,
damn how poor I may be or
right,
how poor you may think I am. If anything, if anybody ever came to me and asked me to take somebody's life for some money, I would feel highly insulted, because now I would feel like, you have no respect for me or my freedom. Okay. Because just because you think you're getting ready to go do a hit, don't mean that you're going to survive doing that hit, because guess what? Somebody can turn the tables on you and take your life. So now you don't value my life. You don't value my freedom. You don't respect me. And I don't understand how these guys never felt disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, how
Mm-hmm.
you gonna come and ask me to kill somebody? So you ain't got no respect for me, huh? Like I'm just some damn crash down. I just was go out here and do hits. Why you won't go do it? And these are the questions these boys have to ask themselves. Ask them, why you asking me to go do it? Why don't you go do it? No, that's not gonna happen, because see, anytime somebody can come to you and ask you to do something so severe like that, you got to know right off the bat they don't respect you. You know, and I agree with you, Harold. This drill music has been nothing but a cancer in our community. And I'm sick and tired of people, talking about, well, black on black crime, it's black on black crime, but the police crooked. Yeah, it's crooked police. It's always been crooked police. Crooked police, crooked politicians. It's crookedness everywhere. But
Right.
at the end of the
It
day,
started in Memphis. It's been going on.
it's been going on, so but we're not going to negate the fact that we out here taking each other lives in genocide. So let's not negate that fact. But don't nobody want to talk about that. They don't want to address that. They don't want to march up and down the street for that. The only time you see some of these other big name people come out on the scene is if a police officer involves shooting. But you don't see them when a little 4-year-old baby sitting in the back seat of her daddy car get hit in the head, with a slug, because they didn't miss the daddy and then hit the child by mistake. There's no respect amongst us in our communities. So if we're gonna be headstrong on one subject, let's be headstrong all the way around the board. Let's be well rounded on the topic.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Good point.
And the police that out here taking people's lives, at that point, you are no longer considered an officer. You are a criminal at that point. They no longer look at you as an officer of the law. They treat you like they treat straight dropping Cornelius. You think they down there getting special, they're going to get special treatment? Hell no, they're no longer looked at as an officer. And good officers frown on officers. Yeah, good officers frown on officers like that. They don't want nothing to do with them. They no longer consider them a brother in blue.
That's right. Straight dropping Cornelius down there looked at as they don't call them straight drop. They answer to their booking number, their R9 number.
Yeah. You see these officers. I've looked at a lot of true crime. Tam, I watch a lot of true crime on TV, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen programs where they have to go arrest one of their own. You hear me? But I'm gonna tell you something. When they putting them under surveillance, they surveil them more than they would just a regular criminal. When they got them under surveillance, and baby, when they come and get them, and strip them of everything. Take your service revolver off. You stripped to get your badge off of you, because now you're a criminal. They're not gonna get them no special treatment. And I've seen it. Even here in my city, they don't give them no special treatment. You did wrong. You're no longer a brother in blue.
Lord have mercy. And like I said, those officers, when people start talking about police officers was involved in this young Dolph situation, I always tell them, make sure they, go to the FBI, go to internal affairs.
Yeah, turn their names in. Get their name, get their badge number, and turn them in, because they don't need to be on the streets. Sure, ain't nobody over here upholding no crooked police officer.
That's right.
Sure, if you're a criminal, you're a criminal.
Exactly.
Badged up or not badged up, it don't matter.
You know what's so amazing for me? I find when I start doing the right thing, going to work, paying my taxes, striving to do the right things, I run into the police officer very little. They really not even a factor in my day-to-day life, because that's not what my life is wrapped up into no more. Now, when I was out there doing certain things and activities, it seemed like the police was just right there. Like I was always involved with them somewhere, shape, form, or fashion. And it's like, it goes back to what you was just saying a minute ago about the mental behavior problems that we got within our community. And I mean, a lot of us got these psychological problems that's been we be dealing with for over decades and decades. And then you add that with, like, say, for instance, you're a CEO mogul like Gotti, and you get somebody like straight drop $75,000. Man, that's like that man about to go, a man who insecure, who haven't had no strong parental guidance, probably sick because of something don't happen to him. And it's like all these combinations, it's like like a perfect storm for somebody to come through and kill stuff and rape stuff. And you see what Blac Youngsta was saying in that video, Shake Something, talking about his young dudes kill, steal, and rape something. Rape people, grandma. Just imagine the type of words putting out into the atmosphere. You're talking about raping people, grandma, raping people. But this is what they glorify, though.
Yeah, because they get away with it, though, Harold. That's why they've been getting away with it. You know, allegedly, J.PRINCE Jr. Rapes or takes sex from strippers, and those strippers need to band together and have his tail locked up. He ain't no damn gangster.
Hey, D-Mob, did you see that?
Start pressing charges on him.
You see that with when that girl Tommy was on, she was in the car with him, and she kept recording him. And he was like, "Why you keep recording me?" She was like, we everybody already heard about you, what you be doing. I gotta keep recording you because just in case I come up missing." He started laughing.
Yeah,
that's on YouTube. That girl Tommy used to be on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
he said, "I gotta record you because we already heard about you. You'll beat a woman up and you'll take something if she don't give it to." Everybody know that about Junior.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. If all of them ones that he allegedly mistreated like that and violated, then they need to band together and file charges on him, because I'm gonna tell you something. He ain't tough. He ain't no gangster. And if enough of them come forward and say the same thing, then somebody's gonna have to look into it, right?
So can I ask y'all a question? You hear about that case? You hear about him getting arrested and having a gun and his boxers in the precinct?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear about that? Okay. I thought that was weird as well. That's weird. I mean, that's a federal case. I mean, he's supposed to win some federal. I don't know. I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
But they say the Prince family down there and got a lot of ties and pull in that part of the land. I don't know how true that is, but they say they got a lot of pull down there.
But see, that's what they want people to believe. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Them old nappy neck politicians and crooked cops, you know, they days are number two. Because I really think that, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm just a firm believer that God takes his most prized possessions first. You know, yes, Dolph is not here. Yes, Takeoff is gone. But you know, sometimes God do things, and we can't question why God do things. But you know, it could be to open up and reveal. Because I really believe this is the season of revelations. I really believe it's to reveal and pull the cover off all of these sheeps and wolves clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So do I.
Yeah, it's season of revelation. Yeah, y'all can't hide no more.
Oh boy, you just made me get chills from all my neck. Like, man, you just gave me chills when you just said that. That's the truth. Oh man, you just fed me. That's the truth, D-Mob. You just said some heavy words, and I hope people out there listen. Yeah, go ahead. Excuse me, but whatever. Ooh,
no. Expound on that. Absolutely.
No, I was just saying that's good. I want you to expound. Revelation. The season. I mean, I just want to take that in. That's some good news. That's some good news we all need to be rejoicing in. Because they thought they was gonna get away with what they did with. They thought they was gonna be able to sneaky get away with. You know what I thought about the Takeoff situation is like, and I wanted like with Quavo and all this. You know, when J.PRINCE did the $1 million worth of game, it's like, okay, y'all saying all this, but Quavo, why was you getting into it? What was y'all fighting? Because I don't hear nobody but Takeoff when he wasn't even in it. So why he get killed? Y'all over here fighting about whatever y'all fighting over, and he get killed. That's what's so weird to me. That's just like strange. Like he wasn't even involved with none of this. Why he got to be the one to get killed? What's all that about?
You know, Brother Harold, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is just my opinion, and nobody has to agree. But I think it's better. I think it's bigger than a robbery. You know, I really believe that there are some QC ties to that. And I believe that they're probably going to take all of them out, you know. Yeah, rob them and take them out of here. But I think the robbery would have been the catalyst to why things happen or why they got hit. You see what I'm saying? Because see, the same way they use straight drop as a crash dummy, whoever the crash dummies at the party were, then they were going to use them to take the fall for the hits. So let's just reverse it and say that they hit Takeoff, and then let's say if Quavo Amigos bands got hit. You know, I believe that it's bigger than the little plot. But see, I think Prince Sr. is so upset with Migos bands because he foiled their attempts and foiled the plan. Okay, so they so pissed with him, and then you know he came in the door. Tam, didn't he come in the door talking about he was mad about the damn video being out there?
Absolutely, that's exactly what he did. He said that it never that never should have been recorded because their plan was to try and put it on Migos bands, and
Yeah.
I do believe that the Houston Police Department was going to go right along with it.
From day one. Day one, they were going to put it on Migos bands, and he's still trying to steer the narrative in that direction. But see, the only thing that he can't refute is that video that's out there now, you know, whether it's chopped up or blurred out or bits and pieces. We saw what we saw. And I always tell everybody, always go back to the very beginning, because right at that initial time that it happened, that video came out immediately. Now whatever they did afterwards with it, blurred stuff out or chopped it up or whatever they did with it, we actually saw Takeoff hit and fall back. We saw that. Okay, and we heard what J.PRINCE Jr. said to the young lady, "Don't ask me nothing." Okay, we saw the bits and pieces of Quavo arguing. We saw the clip of Migos bands with the pole in his hand by his side. Don't nobody take their weapon and put it by their side if they not sensing something is wrong. He didn't do that for no reason.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He knew, he could tell that the energy had changed, and he saw what was going on.
But
And they
but
know
what? But my question more specifically on the legal side of with the Prince family, when they did that $1 million worth of game interview, and they suggested certain things, and they had some paperwork to suggest certain things that Migo Bass was the culprit that set all these things into motion. My thing and my question to this was this to the people, to the Houston officials, to all the federal government, like why I mean, because we know for a fact Junior was there. And we know for a fact that Mike Prince was there. Now, Senior said he wasn't there. Y'all witnesses on an open investigation of murder. Why y'all like? Is that ethical? I guess my question would be: is that ethical? I mean, like I'm kind of scratching my head because this is an open. This ain't even been a trial yet.
He's doing damage control, Harold. That's all that is. That's damage control. Because if you allegedly was not there, then what the hell are you talking about? Because see, he's giving third-party information then. So if it's third-party information, he shouldn't be doing no interviews if you weren't there. And you cannot do damage control. He can't. There's no way he can do damage control. And I'm gonna tell you something else. There were cameras there, and I think that if HPD felt like Migos bands was in a predicament for them to arrest, they would have arrested him by now. They would have arrested him before they arrested Lil Cam and DJ Pat, if he was the one that kicked it off.
I think they don't open themselves up for the RICO. But the RICO was probably already on their heel, but I think they don't just pour a little more gasoline on that RICO. Because Prince, man, I think he feeling himself. He don't realize, man, this is the government. Like, you know, this same government that knocked out Saddam Hussein, man. Who the hell you think you is? Yeah. And I think he overstepping his boundaries.
Yeah, Senior get up there with all that black dye in his hair, and I think it done fried his brain. That died and seeped down into his brain through the pores of his head. You know, let me tell you, girls sounding like he about to sing an old Negro spiritual. Let me tell you something. Don't put me in a position where I have to protect myself, young whippersnappers.
Really, I think how he got the paperwork was, I think them police officers gave it to him. Don't you think so? That police chief, no, that mayor.
Probably, I'm sure. I'm sure. And then you got the nerve to get on a federal entity, which is the internet, and threaten somebody. So, you know, people have to realize when you make statements over the internet, you're going to have to stick to that. So if they ever call him in for questioning, whatever he said in that $1 million worth of game interview, he's going to have to repeat in his interrogation.
Absolutely.
Okay, he made a statement over the internet, and he is given a painting a picture of third-party information of what he's saying happened. And then he had the mitigated gall to talk about whatever happened to Duke the Jeweler was some Chicago crap, which I beg to differ, because I'm gonna tell you something. These dudes here don't travel off their turf and out their comfort zone to go do no hits. They're gonna do hits on their turf so they can go back and hide away in their spots. What the hell they look like going way to Houston to knock off Duke the Jeweler and got to travel and probably don't even know the streets of Houston well enough to go hide or get away. Make it make sense, senior. He sound like a damn fool. That's why I said that Blac died and fried his damn brains.
Hey, Big Perm.
I believe that, Blaine. Yeah, the chief is in his pocket. I believe that. He ain't gonna be in his pocket for long, though, because he can go down too. He ain't nobody.
Mm-hmm. Now, do y'all believe that somebody said that they think that, and I think he was putting a message out there in the atmosphere to Quavo too, to say when Quavo finally decides to talk, he gonna say the same thing. We say that's almost like a coercion.
Mm-hmm. Tampering with a witness. Tampering, you know, it's tampering. The same way with YouTube. When you get on here and you tamper with witnesses, you tamper with potential jurors, you tamper with the evidence. To me, when you start spinning all these damn narratives, to hell with freedom of speech, you know, it's still tampering. I don't care how you spin it. Yeah.
And it's the same way he said about Offset. We, you know, the public, we never heard nothing about Offset say anything about nothing. Then he come up and talking about, yeah, I don't think it'd be good for your health to be speaking on. Like, where is anything out besides Offset? He did get out and said something after he had made that interview, but it's like it's confusing how he getting up here while this investigation is going on and putting out these strange narratives.
Well, once again,
you're supposed to just go along with it because you exactly who? It's like you don't know that the law is above. You're not above the like. I kind of think the senior think he above the law. That's what it comes off to me. I don't know. It comes off to me that he think him and mob ties and the whole things is like they're above the law basically.
Let me ask you a question, Harold. Who do you think these young guys were that went and broke into NBA YoungBoy stuff? And then you got J.PRINCE Sr. talking about, I got your keys back. How would he even know these young cats? See, that's what I mean by, like Tam said, I thought gangsters moved in silence. Okay, because why in the hell are you on the internet talking about you got this boy keys back? Because my thing is, if I was the chief of police, I would be questioning him like, well, how you know them? You get the keys back. What is your relationship with them? You're supposed to be a businessman, because ain't no businessman got no business having no dealings with no young street goons.
Right. And according to the law, like if, for instance, if somebody came and broke in your house or Tamara's house, you catch them and you take them to jail and you bring them to the court. You got the keys. Where's the person that go take them to the court and put them in jail and bring them up on? That's the legal way to do it. But he on internet saying to me, I mean, that's another example. It's like
exactly.
It's like you got stolen property. That's stolen goods. So you need to go get the people who got wherever that person that got the. You need to go present them people
That's
in a
right.
legal way.
That's
But
right.
like I
See,
said, he comes off like he's that's how he's running business, but he ain't realizing he got 48 other states looking at him like is this man need to be in an all elder home or something? He's not is he's losing it? Do he not realize what he's doing? Like is he not man? Is he taking like is something wrong with him? Because he's violating law obvious on the internet, threatening people. Like we haven't heard nothing from Offset. He's sitting up here talking about yeah, I've been hearing you've been talking about me. You better it ain't gonna be good for your health if you keep on. What you mean ain't gonna be good for that man health? He keep talking. We haven't the public haven't heard anything from Offset.
well, that's a physical threat. Anytime you're talking about somebody's health and how it's not going to be good for their health,
And then
and don't put me.
and one last point. And the last time we heard from Quavo when we was around y'all, he was talking about let me get out of here before he hurt one of y'all.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Last time we heard from him, he was saying let me get up out of here before I end up hurting one of these dudes. Hurting who? One of y'all mob ties dudes?
well, that's all who was standing there in front of him.
So let me get this right. So now after his partner, his nephew killed, when he finally speak, he gonna come out and say, mob ties didn't have nothing to do with that. It was all Migo Ben's fault. Why?
Thanks for the $10 super sticker, new to you. Thanks for the super sticker.
Okay, but see what they can't do. He can get on here and paint as many narratives as he wants to. But if the police don't find enough probable cause to arrest Migo Bands, then what the hell is he talking about? You mad because he gave a statement? Well, Migo Bands is not supposed to have any loyalty to you. His loyalty was to Quavo and Offset. Takeoff. That's who he was there protecting. And that's who they were using as their protection, obviously, from what I'm hearing. But
good and well, Migos Bands had been there partying with them. He would not have had a reason to show he had a gun with some dudes he had just been partying with unless there was a threat, and he know that.
Absolutely. Why? What the hell? Migos Band's been riding around with them and partying with them, just going for no reason. Pull out a pole and have it in his hand by his side. He was on the go. He was on the ready because he felt something. He knew that the energy had changed. And that young lady that did the interview that got hit in the head, she said she knew, she could tell that the energy had changed. Now that came out of her mouth.
And according to Mike Prince, he said when he de-escalated the situation when Quavo walked around and said, "Let me get away from him before I end up hurting one of these dudes." He said that's when Migo Band sprung on somebody, and that's what he said, that Migo Band, he had got the situation calmed down, and Migo Band escalated it back up. Yeah. That's their story.
Well, Don Corleone can spin it however he want to spin it, but it does not negate the fact that the energy in the room had shifted. We heard the argument, heard the video that was out there, and we know that we also saw how Quavo was looking at Lil Cam across the room. There's a still shot of how Quavo was looking across the room at Lil Cam. And there's also that still shot of Lil Cam with something in his hand. Now, can I clearly say that it's a weapon? No, it could have been a phone. I don't know what it was. But the internet is saying it was a weapon in his hand. So why are all these weapons being pulled out for a mere argument? A mere argument. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why are the weapons being drawn? And it was just supposedly a little argument about a basketball game. Come on now.
Right.
Well, I think they, Quavo got defensive because he knew at some point that he saw what was going on. I do believe that there was
Yeah,
some kind of way, some type of trick dice. I do believe that.
yeah,
Mm, mm,
yeah. See, what they're trying to do is get away from the fact that they were having an illegal dice game to begin with on public property. So that's the first thing. You're not supposed to be having an illegal dice game on public property in a business. So he wants to steer the attention away from that. And he tries to, people been gambling because he wouldn't have said it if he didn't think that nobody didn't think it was an issue. People been gambling since the beginning of time. That's what people do. I don't gamble.
Well, the even though we know gambling is illegal, the police chief was talking about it like it was, like it was something legal and normal.
Yeah. But Tam, didn't they tell the Migos they couldn't have their weapons?
That's what I'm hearing. They told them they couldn't have their weapons. That's why Jazz Prince had to give Migos bands a weapon or something like that. Jazz Prince, I don't think was on no mess. That's the reason why. Maybe they didn't know. I think the reason Migos bands showed that weapon is because they probably didn't realize that Jazz had left them with a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, they thought they were unarmed.
Absolutely. And I don't think that young man would have even gone that far, especially with people that he had been partying with, unless there was some type of immediate threat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We saw how they had them surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's mad at Migos bands, that means he's mad at Quavo too, really, because Quavo was the one doing the arguing.
right.
They just kept saying, we don't tolerate disrespect. We don't tolerate disrespect. Then he tries to justify what Lil Cam and them did, talking about Lil Cam as a little man. How you gonna hit a little man? We didn't see him hit Cam. We saw when they try to walk away, somebody, I believe they did try to snatch their chain off their neck.
Yeah. But you see what he said about Duke the Jeweler, talking about, well, wasn't no robbery. He had all this jewelry on. Well, by the time y'all took him down, y'all didn't have a chance to get it off his neck. Because see, Duke the Jeweler probably had on a special lock. Most jewelers know to put a special lock. And I know y'all remember Mr. T back in the day, right, Harold and Tam? Y'all remember Mr. T back in the day? Mr. T used to wear all them chains around his neck, but he had a special lock on those chains, and you couldn't just go up and just snatch 2 or 3 of them off his neck because they had a special lock on them. Most jewelers that wear that kind of jewelry around their neck, they put a special lock on it.
And that's what, because he kept saying they didn't take Takeoff's jewelry. How they know? Well, we know they know the police, but how he know what that situation had anything to do with?
Yeah, how would he know that? They took his money though, didn't they? He didn't have that bag with him.
They sure did.
Yeah, they couldn't get it off his neck, but they took what they could get, which was the money bag that he had. And how in the hell would concert goers know to leave the concert early to be out there waiting on him specifically? Because from what I heard over the internet, that Duke the Jeweler and the rest of them left out the concert early. Boosie and them had parked in one part of the garage, which was, I guess, underground or something. And then Duke the Jeweler allegedly parked outside. So my question was, why y'all didn't let Duke the Jeweler park where y'all parked at?
I'm telling you, it's what I believe. It's what I believe about mob times. And I believe, and I'm going to take you to one point. It's part of the leg of the FBI when it comes to junior and senior. You remember, and you brought this up earlier, you remember young boy house got raided. Remember that? And he got on and senior got on the internet with young boy's keys. And told young boy, you know what I'm saying, then young boy got back on the internet and went off on him like, Man, that's why, you know what I mean. They come with a said what he said, you know what I mean, and basically blasted senior. See, see the government, the feds. It's already been, and that's just one example. We can't even speak about all the very many little details that's leading up to a glorious racketeering Rico on Rap a Lot, the label. I'm telling you, just like with CMG, that Rico coming for them, and they just don't. They so and that going on that podcast is just it amplified because nobody, any suave, sharp lawyer would have been like, for J.PRINCE, that would have been like, would advise against that. Don't do that. That's a bad play. Don't go in there and say that. He put his family in such I'm telling you, watch. Don't be surprised this year. Them Ricos gonna be hitting CMG and mob ties because a lot of you think about it. Who Blac Youngsta be hanging out with? He always with Junior. Go look at him. Blac Youngsta always with him and Junior. When they always Junior money, but all this whole little clique. You know what I'm saying, and I'm telling you, the government is on a ASS, and it's just a matter of time because of all the things that they think nobody's seeing. The government's like, if I see it, and I'm just some old guy, you know, about to be 48, you know what I mean, just my little bit of research, and I see it, and it's so blatant. You know, the government see it. J.PRINCE and Rap a Lot and that CMG mob ties, all them guys is about to get it. Remember, I said it because it's just so obvious. It's like, and we can't say they bigger than like El Chapo or John Gotti or Bernard Madoff. The government don't hit people with way more money and power than Prince and Gotti. Way more power and money than them. They just letting them build themselves up so they can come through there and rack them. Because it's obvious. It's obvious. It's so obvious and blatant that the things they doing is against the law.
Yeah. But you know, we got to look back at all these different lane scenarios, and I really wish that the authorities would really start connecting these dots. You know, we got to even think about like Snooty Wow. You know, he out there got called to go help somebody that got stuck in a ditch and then lose his life. That's clearly a setup. Okay, that's number one. There's a young man that Tam talk about all the time that got called out of his bed. He didn't want to go. They called him so much he went on and got on up and went down there to the club, and then he lost his life. You know, these are clear setups. So, you know, yeah, these record labels and their associates and their goons, they got a whole lot of blood on their hands. And I think if somebody took the time out to connect the dots, these crimes and these deaths could be solved. I think these cases are solvable.
Me too. I think these cases are solvable too, if the time is put into it. And that's why I say, you know, when people are sitting up talking about they want justice for somebody, and then somebody that's in the end try to help that family get justice, how can you say you want justice out of one mouth and then try to shame the person for telling what happened out of the same damn mouth? Yeah, rest in peace to Rich Lord. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. But definitely hit the like button and share the video on your page. Okay. Hit the like button.
It's like you said earlier today, when earlier on live when Young Dolph dropped Play With Your on same time, that's when Blac Youngsta dropped Shake Something. Like, you know, Blac Youngsta, you didn't have nothing. Dolphin doesn't, but Gotti sick. Anybody who know Gotti sick, Blac Youngsta. That's why the authorities arrested him and them other two dudes on 100 shots. You know what I'm saying? It went off the wax. That's why, you know what I'm saying, Sammy Benson. And what I learned from the Young Thug Rico is that it said the president, because they been watching him for 10 years. So that just let me know, like, oh, okay. Like that's how this one sheriff lady told me this a long time ago when I had a ticket in another part of of Missouri. They came and picked me up. She said, you can never run from the long hands of the law. The law got a long arms. That's what I learned. And the feds, the same they did with the Young Thug, 10 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time. And with these little dudes looking at life, these little dudes don't want to do life, but when they out there taking lives, you know, when they being gassed up to go take lives, folks ain't gonna tell them that. They tell them that they're gonna get to spend that money, you know, that they giving to them, and that they're gonna be out. And it's just not gonna happen like that because they cracking down on these little dudes.
And Tam, what you say? They got to take that money and spend it on attorney fees. Make that make sense. That's the dumbest thing.
Absolutely. It's going straight to the attorney, and the attorney gonna spend it on their kids from college. So what good is it to go out there and do a hit just so the attorney can get the money, just to pay for attorney's fees?
Mm-hmm. And that little money, that whatever they cut was for doing the hit, that little money ain't gonna last long because you can eat that up in attorney fees in a matter of 6 months. And I think, about my personal opinion, I think the closer it gets to these other indictments coming down, I think somebody's gonna stop paying for these attorneys. I think the attorney free fall is gonna, that pool money is gonna dry up.
Mm-hmm. Orange Banquet has already declared himself indigent.
Yeah, broke is a joke.
You see what I'm talking about? So it just killing young Dolph, rather it did not pay off. There was nothing that could have ever been offered to them. It's a damn shame that, you know, somebody like Straight dropping them, and there's so many young dudes that think like Straight Drop thought that they was gonna be able to go and hit somebody and live happily ever after. It just don't live like that. Even if he went in jail because of karma, he probably, if he had been out, he might not even be alive. Because you get what you put into the atmosphere. If you look at some of Blac Youngsta stuff, whenever, you know, he shows himself, Blac Youngsta don't look happy. You could tell he's not happy.
Yeah.
He knows that, you know, a lot of them that was involved in this, they know it's gonna be in a day now. I mean, folks can try to play like they happy all day long, but you can look at their eyes and tell what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They worried. They wouldn't even have to worry about this if they had just let the young man be great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you know, like I said before, Tam, I actually would love to be a fly on the wall just to see how they wake up every day. You know, probably the first thing they do when their feet hit the floor is run to the damn windows and look all up and down the street to see if they see any marked cars sitting outside. Yeah, what kind of life is that?
You have to read what you sow, Demar, and it not just with them. I'm talking about it, with them, with anybody that know that they have done wrong or is doing wrong. What you put into the atmosphere, that is exactly what comes back to you. That's why I say you have to sow good seeds, because ain't nobody getting away with doing no dirt.
Yeah. And like I've said before, most of those guys are serial killers. And if someone is labeling you a hitter and they saying that's your job, right? Oh, he a little hitter. So that means you got all kinds of blood on your hands. You know, I often think about Straight Drop baby mama. That young man that older guy that she was seeing, how he up and disappeared. That to me is solvable. Okay, because if they call her in and put enough pressure on her and tell her they're gonna stick the child services on her and take her kids from her, you know what I'm saying? She'll talk, because that man ain't just vanished in the thin air. You know, I'm sure it's a lot of cases tied to them where people have lost their lives. You know, and like somebody said on your live last night, you know, you arrest 5 of them, there's 3 of them out of that 5 that's gonna talk.
Absolutely. Because they women get to saying to them, you need to do what you need to do to get back home to us.
Yeah. Yeah. See, they ain't applied enough pressure on her. because we know in most cases women are fold, right? And see, all these gangs got a lot of girls that's in their gangs, female gang bangers. So they may not be out here doing hits and gang banging like they do, but they the setup girls. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sure them girls will set up a whole lot of guys in their lifetime, and half of those guys probably have lost their lives. So all of these unsolved crimes cases just sitting out here cold. I don't think they that cold, and they don't have to go that cold because I think they solvable.
I agree, Demon. I absolutely agree. I tell you. So, Demon, how long you think it's gonna take them to make these next arrests?
I
You
say
think
before
they're gonna have them all
June.
before the year out?
I think before June. That's my personal opinion. I think before June. Because I said my personal opinion. I said after they picked up Quet, I think that was the icing on the cake right there. And the second tier to the cake was when they picked up that boy. What's his name? Woo, Big Wop or some Big Wop or something.
Yeah, Big Wop.
Yeah, because somebody told on him. So he gonna tell what he knows. So y'all telling on me, then I'm gonna tell on y'all. And it seems like after Wop got picked up, then Quet got picked up. So yeah, I say by June. That's my opinion. I mean, that's my wishful thinking. I'm hoping before June.
I really got a feeling about towards the end of March, going into April, somewhere in that time, somewhere in the third, fourth. I feel like we're gonna hear something that's gonna set the internet on fire. I think we're about to hear some real, some earth shaking is coming. When you said Revelation earlier today, it's like my mind went so many different places, and I'm still just literally stuck on that. What you just said, like when I hang about this live, that's why I'm gonna sit in my car and just sit here and just like that was really like deep what you said, D-Man. Like God is gonna reveal a lot of things to us because it's just so wicked. And you know what I mean? God always say he gonna provide the good news to his children so we don't free and lose hope. You know, he gotta always come through with those miracles and supernatural signs. Not that we need them to believe, but that's just how good God is.
Well, God put things out there for us to see in real time. Like Tim said, when Dolph was taken out that night, there was an earthquake. I'm a true believer, Tim.
Carol, I think you got another app open because there's a feed. There's a feedback.
I'm gonna log off.
Okay.
That I truly believe, and in closing, because I'm gonna hop off town because I'm working right now, but I just want to say in closing that, and just to go back to my point earlier, that I truly believe that there are angels here on earth just as well as in heaven. And yes, Dolph was not perfect. He had his faults. I'm sure all of these young men that lost their lives were not perfect, but they tried to do good and make their lives count. You know what I mean? Because it's something to leave this world and you never left any type of positive impact on your people or your community. So one thing we can say about Dolph is that, yes, he left this world, but he left a very, he left an impact with his community and people. He'd always be remembered for his good heart and his good deeds. Okay, so we have always often heard in church, Tam, how God uses you, God uses people to do his work. And I'm a true believer that God used Dolph to do his work, because his work that's going to be coming up is going to be the revealing of all of these devils out here. because it's
Hmm.
coming.
It's
So,
definitely coming.
yeah. So on that note, sis, I love you and I love the chat. You guys be good, stay blessed, and I'm gonna hop down and just listen to you close it out.
Okay, I appreciate you coming up tonight.
Okay, hon.
All right. All right, you guys. We've been on here almost 3 hours. I definitely appreciate Harold and I appreciate Demon for coming up tonight. But I had to do a video on that. I thought gangsters moved in silence because, like I said, we do know that these cases, whether it's the Young Dolph's case, I just have more knowledge about the Young Dolph's case, and the Takeoff's case. One thing we do know, whether we have any knowledge or not, is that those two cases are nearing the finale. There's always a finale to everything, right? Just like there's a beginning, there's always an ending, okay? Um and Young Dolph's case is going to have a finale one day soon, right? Just like there will be a finale to Takeoff's case. And so you hear a lot of these dudes. Y'all make sure y'all put the Rockets and the Dolphins in the chat for me. We hear a lot of people talk about, like I said, snitching and things of that nature. It's not snitching to me. When somebody decides to start telling to give a family peace about their loved one, I feel like they just letting the Lord use them as a mouthpiece. That's all. We got to start having the same energy when somebody is killed on the street as we have when the police take out a young African American man, because neither one is right. We can't be double-minded. It can't be a double standard. We got to hold that same energy with this black on black crime, because there's a lot of black on black crime and we're losing way too many African American men and women. We're losing too many. And it bothers me when I see a lot of supposed to be OGs and elders or whatever jump onto social media, especially if they have status, to jump onto social media to try and promote some kind of gangster, um, you know, um, narrative or whatever, instead of telling some of these young dudes to sit themselves down and get their lives right. Go take a trade if you got money to pay for hits, just because. See, when people start trying to put hits out on people, it is because they see, first of all, it has a lot to do with jealousy, especially if a person is not a threat to your person. It has a lot to do with jealousy, and that means that they've sat back and watched that person so long in jealousy, and they see that they cannot stop their destiny. They can't stop the destiny of God. They decide, well, I'm just gonna play God and take them out, because Young Dolph was he was just great. Won't stop, don't stop, can't stop. He was a Leo like myself. Okay. You tell a Leo what they can't do, they're gonna go and they're gonna keep going harder and they're gonna do it better. Okay. They're gonna do it better. I was talking to my dad, and I think about a lot of the conversations that I've had with my dad. And I remember when I first started, it was something that I had first started doing. And I was like, Dad, I was like, dog, this person is watching what I'm doing as it relates to, I believe, my TV show. I said, this person is watching what I'm doing and they are mimicking everything I do. I said, dog, it's almost like when I have ideas, I can't even put them into the atmosphere. He said, oh, don't worry about that. You know how you conquer that? I said, how? He said, just keep getting better and better and better. That's all you do. When they catch up to one thing, you just elevate. You just keep elevating. Okay? Either they going to fall off or gain their own identity. And I've always thought about that. That's the reason why I don't worry about other people. I just keep getting better and better and better. I stay in my own lane and keep getting better. Okay? And that's a word to everybody. Don't worry about what's behind you. Don't worry about what's up under you. Keep looking to what's in front of you. Keep looking in front of you and keep looking up and just keep getting better and better and better. The haters gonna come, but what you have to do is you have to starve them. When people want your attention, okay, what you have to do is when people are thirsty for your attention, what you have to do is you have to make sure they dehydrate. Keep getting better. Keep going up. Because one thing for sure, they can't stop it unless they think that they're gonna play God, like some of these dudes did with Young Dolph. They think they're gonna play God and try to take you out. Because people are mentally sick like that. They will try and do that. We see that on the internet. Right? Where people get jealous and they start plotting, the men and the women, to try and take you out of here because they think they can stop your greatness. If they ain't trying to assassinate you in the physical, they trying to assassinate your character because it has not registered with them. You still can't stop the plan of God. These women working with these men to try and assassinate another woman, okay? Because they can't control their jealousy. They have not realized that when God says it, it ain't a devil in hell can stop it. So don't look down, don't look back, keep looking forward and keep looking up. Get some people around you that's going to help to bring you back to the center. See, it's easy to get people around you to tell you to go out. You should do this, address that, go out. But when you get some people around you to say, keep looking forward, that shit beneath you. You keep looking forward and you keep looking up. And then it takes me back to the center and it makes me revert back to what I was taught by my dad. Oh, you just keep getting better. You don't worry about that. Just keep getting better. Just keep going up. And that's what a lot of these elders are not telling these young dudes anymore. Hell, they can't tell them nothing. A lot of them know better. Okay? But so many people are allowing that spirit of jealousy to just take over. Okay? Instead of saying elevate, go take you a trade, go learn how to read. A lot of them can't even read. They can't even read, Gotti. But y'all can put weapons in their hands, Blac Youngsta, and not reading programs, right? And not reading programs. Instead of putting a book in their hand, you put a gun in their hand to help them to ruin their lives and continuously ruin their community lives, the lives of the community, okay? I've been seeing this stuff for about 20 years. I worked for the police department for almost 20 years. I thought I had seen it all growing up in the hood. Even though we moved out of the hood when I was about 12 or 13. I still had family in the hood. And I remember my mama would say, why do you want to go back up there? I don't want you hanging out up there no more. Okay? But I thought I had seen it all in the hoods until I started working for the police department in the 20 years I had worked for, almost 20 years that I had worked for the police department. That's when I truly seen it all, y'all. And what I could say is our people have been in a state of emergency for a very long time. And I keep reverting back to because the younger people when I was going over to the jails, and I was working for the sheriff's office at that time. And I would go on my off time over to the jail because the chief would allow me and counsel with the youth, okay? And around that time, they were 16, 17 years old. He would allow me to sometimes go and volunteer with the women's shelter. Okay. And that's the reason why I'm so able to identify with people that hurts, that people that's hurting all the time. Because like I said, I can identify with it from the family standpoint. And I know when young kids are emotionally unstable, okay, and they have been manipulated. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why, even with, Blac Youngsta, Blac Youngsta ain't no damn spring chicken. He about in his 30s. He might be in his mid 30s. Okay. But I do know Gotti and Juke them and all those other elements are in their mid to late 40s. Okay. And so straight dropping them could have been somebody that they mentored. They could have took them up under their wings and mentored them. Straight drop was into rap. So why couldn't they mentor him the right way? So I'll never get up off of their necks about that. They was wrong. But you continuously help to destroy a community that you know that you was raised in. It's not like they was living out of state. Hell, they weren't living in no other state. They was living right in the city. They was born and raised right in the city of Memphis, and you helped to destroy that city, the very city that helped to make you all rich. Okay? And so I would never stop preaching about that. These niggas got a responsibility to the communities that help to make them rich. But instead of giving back to the communities, they hijack the communities. I hate a hijacker. Okay? They hijack the community and send destruction back to people that are already impoverished and poor. And these are the same communities that they came up out of. These same people that's impoverished and poor scrape their pennies and stuff together. Okay? To come to them hole in the wall clubs to support your God in them. Okay? That's right, women, woman of wisdom. Straight Drop is not a bad looking kid. Straight Drop is a very nice looking child. They could have marketed him to the young girls that was his age. They could have helped to make him a better rapper. And they could have marketed him to the young girls that was his age. Okay? But instead, they chose to use him in another way, because anytime you got a sexual assault charge, it's something mentally unstable about you anyways, right? It's something mentally messed up about you anyways. And so they knew he was already mentally messed up, and instead of helping him, they helped to hurt him more. Okay? What they did was they started to manipulate and get emotions going. And we see a lot of older people doing that now. Okay, instead of putting positivity in the atmosphere, they can't control their jealousy, so they put lies and manipulation into the atmosphere to get emotions going. Okay, and people that are unstable catch that bullshit. Okay, they catch it, and if they can't control themselves, they allow people like that to lead them into a burning house. Okay, but that's the reason why I say a lot of the older people got to get it together, okay? Because whether it's your child or not, these young adults are looking at a whole lot of us, right? These people are looking at these younger people are looking at a whole lot of us. Okay? All right, you guys. I'm not going to be on here any longer. But I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. As I said, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, definitely hit the like button. And we definitely want justice for any young man whose life has been interrupted, right? We definitely want justice for young Dolph. As I said, young Dolph was a fellow Memphian. Okay. And I want to see the city of Memphis do better. You know, I do. I understand that my city is in a state of emergency. And I want to see my city do better. I do. I want to see my city do better. And I would like to see the OGs that are out there right now helping to redirect this misplaced anger and energy that these young dudes have, and at least try. And because they got their ear, if they hanging around them, they got their ear. Why don't they try to put some positivity in their ear? Why don't they do that? Okay. And start trying to help these little dudes. All right. These fathers that are not in the homes, get back into the homes and or if you're not gonna be with the mama, at least be in your child's life and tell your child what's right. Stop glamorizing this gangster life that is really not even a gangster life, right? It ain't even a gangster life, it's just an illusion. Because those who claiming they gangsters still living impoverished in the damn hoods. The quote unquote gangsters that they put on TV, hell, they weren't living in the hoods. Hell, they had mansions. Okay, so it's just an illusion. Stop ruining these young folks and telling the truth. That if they take their asses out there and kill somebody, they're going to ruin their lives and go and do life. Tell them the truth. instead of giving them this illusion and gassing them up to go do your dirty work and ruining their lives, because that's all you're doing is ruining lives. Okay. But all right, you guys, I had to get on here and talk about Young Dolph. Y'all know we talk about Young Dolph all the time. The majority of my videos, those that they haven't deleted, that's what we did. We talked about Young Dolph, and I'm going to bring you the real as I always have brought you the real. Okay. I'm gonna bring you the real. I'm not gonna tell you no lies. If I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. Okay. YouTube don't pay a bill I got. Okay. So I don't have no reasons to get on here and tell you no lies. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't trying to push no narratives other than to tell you, because see, I was born and raised in the city of Memphis. Okay. So I'm gonna get on here and tell you the truth as I know it. Okay. I'm gonna get on here and tell you the truth as I know it. And if I don't know it, I'm gonna tell you I don't know it. And if I can't tell you, I'm gonna tell you that I can't tell you, because we don't believe in ruining investigations, right? Okay. We don't believe in ruining investigations. And I'm gonna say what I have always said. Let the wheels of justice turn. Regardless of how people feel about the police, it's going to take the police and the federal agents to continue to get Dolph justice in totality. We can't go out there and make no arrest. I'm an investigator, but I'm not working on the Young Dolph's case. Okay, I'm not working on the Young Dolph's case. And the Memphis police and the federal agents are the only two agencies that can actually make arrests and get Young Dolph justice in totality. Okay, they are the only two agencies that can do that. Okay. And I believe thus far, they have gotten the right people and they are on the right track. So I send all positive energy to them. I still have Dolph's family in my prayers. I have Takeoff's family in my prayers. I want to say rest in peace to them, you guys. And the atmosphere has to change. You cannot just take a person's life. Okay. You cannot just take a person's life when you get mad at them. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I hope, I did a video last night and I was talking about, I know for a fact that a couple of the young men that did this are remorseful. But in the end, even the ones that was not out there but still had a hand in this, they're going to be remorseful too, because if God don't get them back one way, God going to get them back another way. Okay. Even if some of them that knew about this don't go to jail or had some type of hand in it, if they get missed, God ain't gonna miss them, because you have to reap what you sow. Because y'all know what my favorite, the scripture says, when I get them, God says, when I get them back for what they did, you're gonna see me get them back. And so I think what we're starting to see now is a lot of people are being shamed publicly. Okay. A lot of people have been shamed publicly, and a lot more people are going to be shamed publicly, because what they should have did was they should have just left Young Dolph alone. Let that man be great. But what we see in the atmosphere as it relates to what they did is still in the atmosphere. Okay. And it's a lot of older people pushing assassinations on folks, whether it's assassination of their physical body or their character. Okay. And that's why I say, y'all, we have to stay in prayer, because we don't know it's a lot of people got mental illnesses. Okay. And so we have to consistently pray for these people, right? Because when they have mental illnesses, you don't know how deep over the edge they'll go. That spirit of jealousy is the most dangerous emotion that one can have. Okay. That spirit of jealousy is the deadliest emotion of them all. And it's a damn shame what people do for money, for subscribers, for likes, and for views. Okay. It's a damn shame. We can't put it on the young folks no more, because we got old crust ass folks doing it. Okay. And so that's why I say we have to stay in prayer. We definitely have to stay in prayer, because the enemy is penetrating all types of people. Who do these young people have to look up to when they looking at these old ass folks act damn fool? Okay? They can't control their jealousy and their emotions. Who do they have to look up to? And so, as a result of their jealousy and emotion, we see the bullshit that they do. They don't care what they do. They're allowing the enemy to use them. So when they're allowing the enemy until they get set down, until the law sit them down, okay, or a lawyer sit them down, they don't have an issue with it. But one thing that we do know, one thing I do know, is that evil and lies never win. All you got to do is sit back and wait it out. Do you understand me? Sit back and wait it out. Okay, it's gonna backfire on them. It always does. And we're not telling these kids this because a lot of these old ass folks is pathetic. They ain't telling them, nah, baby, sit back and wait that out. Let them say and do what they gonna do. That's that jealousy demon. It's gonna backfire on them. Instead, we got older folks encouraging them to do stuff because they ain't got no self-control. Okay, one thing for sure. The seeds that you sow, those are the seeds that you will reap. Those are the seeds that are going to grow. So just sit back and wait it out. I always said that, sit back and wait it out, rather it be anything, y'all. Because one thing for sure, a person is going to reap just what they sow. We got folks around here doing anything for money and popularity. And if you didn't get it right, you ain't gonna be able to keep it. You can't think you're gonna go to the top off the back of somebody else, and people still have not realized you can't stop somebody else's greatness. I don't care how you lie on them. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Okay? But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know that I do love you guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, share the video, and hit the like button. I truly have enjoyed being on here with you guys tonight. And guess what? I'm going to be back on here again tomorrow night. That's how we do it. We're going to get back on again tomorrow night because it's Dolph. I just got this fire in me to talk about Dolph every single day. How about that? We're going to talk about him all day, every day. And then we're going to incorporate some more missing person stuff in there. But we're going to talk about Dolph. That's how we're going to do it. I just have this fire. It's like it's shut up in my bone as it relates to Dolph. And so we're going to get on here. I'm going to try to get on here in the mornings and talk about Dolph. And I'm going to try to get on here at night and talk about Dolph and put up videos in between. Because it's Dolph. Okay? How about that? Until there is justice in totality. Okay? And we've been on indictment watch for a long time. I've been saying that. I said that right before Orange Mound Quet was indicted. I said, y'all, we on indictment watch. Me and my members and stuff. If you don't have a membership, get your membership. We've been on indictment watch. We on indictment watch and watch them indictments come down. That's a rhyme. We on indictment watch and watch them indictments come down because I told you they was. Okay? And it's going to happen just the way I said it's going to happen. It has thus far. Okay? Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to know that I love you. I want y'all to have a good night. It's 12. It's after 12. Make sure y'all pray. As a matter of fact, let me pray before we get off. First of all, God, I just thank you, God, for being on this live with us. I know that there were a lot of evil eyes and a lot of mental illness, peeking in tonight. But no weapon formed against any of us shall prosper. Anything that rises up against us will be condemned. We thank God for just looking over everybody that was on here, even the sick people. Lord, give them a renewal of the mind. Okay? Any jealous demon, God, take that demon of jealousy away from them before it leads them into a burning building. Okay? Look over everybody's family. Most of all, touch Dolph's family, touch Takeoff's family. Help to alleviate a lot of that pain that has been caused because of their deaths, God. Replace it with joy. In Jesus' name we pray. Okay, you guys? I thank you guys for getting on. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.